I do a lot of like Facebook marketing and stuff, and we'll see like a post like, hey, I need a videographer or whatever, especially on the business side of it. And it was like, it's the same like 6 or 7 people. I'm one of them that post every single time. Like, why am I running so many more accounts than them? It's like, because we actually like retain our customers. Like, if you want result, like go with whoever you feels right. I'm going to charge you more, but I'm actually going to get results. And that's why I have to charge more, is because like there's teams and there's systems and like in place to get you what you're looking for.
Yes.
But you have to be willing to invest.
Welcome, my guy. Excited to have you on. We talked a little bit about you coming on. And we talked about opportunities, right? Because you have a media filming company. Love what you're doing with State 48 Roofing Company, which is awesome. You also have your own podcast recording studio. You got your assistant with us too, Sequoia. Got it? All right. Yes. I'm giving myself one of those. Shit. But you can't even hear that. She may be on camera, probably not, because she said she doesn't want to be on, but you say that you already get her on all the time.
Yeah.
So what got you into media, man? Production, all the things.
So I was actually active duty military. I messed my knee up, so they're like, just stay at home.
Really?
Don't get in trouble, play video games.
Thanks for your service.
And then thank you.
Of course.
And I was like, okay, so if I'm playing video games, and I was like really, really good at video games, I'm like, I'm playing with like these huge streamers, these huge names. Like, why am
You gonna go like professional, get paid?
I was getting paid. Like, I would.
Oh, you were?
Like, I was making money off of like.
Ooh, let's go.
Of playing Fortnite, active duty military. I just couldn't walk. So they're like, if you can't walk, you can't jump out of helicopters. Don't come to work.
You're getting paid like double though, right? You're like for the gameplay and also because.
But I'm like, if I'm this good, why am I not monetizing it through Twitch, through social media?
Yeah.
So I already knew video editing. I just learned the marketing side of it.
That's what's up. Okay.
And then, once you learn the marketing side, that opens like a whole new world. And so I accidentally made a business. Like, I met like State 48 Roofing. They're like, you can just get thousands of people to watch you. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like, it is that hard. Like, and I learned it's a little bit different with video games that has like a huge audience rather than like roofing, like not quite as interesting as fun, but it's like, how do we still make it that fun?
Yeah. How do you make it sexy?
Exactly.
I like that.
So we really like learned how to finesse it, where it's like, so I accidentally learned marketing.
Okay.
And then it was like, let's just see what we can do for businesses. And it was like the biggest thing, like, originally I was like, oh, I'm a videographer. And I was like, no, we're a lead generation company. Like, you're going to pay me. We're going to get your return on what you pay. And that's that like sweet spot where it's like, I don't want to say I'm a social media marketer because you've been burnt by a social media. It's like the solar guy. Yeah. Like, he's knocked on everyone's door. No one wants to talk to him.
Come on, man, use me.
Yeah. So when I'm like, oh, I'm a social media marketer, they're like, that's cool. So is every other 16-year-old kid or like college kid. Dude. And I'm like, no, I'm a lead generation company.
It's called brand scaling now. All right. Let's just make sure we have it right. You hear the whole term brand scaling? Yep. You got like breast cells and all that shit. And so they're just like making it sexier. Like they're bringing it back, but it's the same shit already. But it's just like, let's just turn it upside down and call it like brand scaling. Yeah. I love that.
So I just accidentally fell into sort of the role of it and accidentally made a company. And then one good thing for me is my first client was a coaching client. So they did business coaching. So I took so many notes sitting in the corner that it was like, when it was time for me to like really grow and scale, it was like, dude, I listened to you all day. Like I had a front row seat. I got to ask questions. Like, I got your coaching, like your top tier best coaching for free because I was your videographer.
Let's go.
So I feel like I'd be stupid not to implement that.
Dude, I love that. 100%. Also, a big hack is like you being able to get into that room because of what you were exploring and opportunities to be of service, and even like a podcast, right? Like this podcast, I have to say, I've gotten in the room with some really cool, interesting people, like shout out Certified Health Nut. And you wouldn't think like, oh yeah, right, he's not going to waste his time. But if you have something of service to offer, like a media company or a podcast, you can get into rooms and actually get one-on-one opportunities, which is huge. So just cliff note, maybe something that you could use.
So to spin on that a little bit, I had a pest control company, and he was like, I've been trying to get a hold of this commercial real estate agent. He owns like billions of dollars of property in Phoenix, like the big buildings, he owns them straight out. Okay. And he was like, I can never get past his like secretary, like doorkeeper will not let me in, like bouncer, like she just won't.
Access denied.
Yeah. And I was like, you need to just call and invite on a podcast.
Okay.
This guy has no podcast.
Yeah.
So we get the doorkeeper and we're like, hey, like we want to invite so-and-so on the podcast. Like that's interested. And she's like, You call me once a month. I will pass the message along. Same exact like word for word script that she says every single time.
Oh my God.
Hangs up 3 minutes later, gets a phone call back from the guy. Dude, I would love to be on your podcast. What's
Let's
it about?
go.
Where is it? When is it? We have no name. We have no studio. We have nothing planned out, but it was like, we have 48 hours to make it happen. And he pretty much at the end of it was like, you do pest control. My pest control guy doing it like a 53-story building is on $1 million a year contract. And
Let's
go. There's all these problems. He ends in 3 months. I want you to take over this $1 million a year contract in 3 months. Can you handle that? And he was like, I'm not going to say no, but he's like, hell no, I cannot handle that. Like, as soon as we went, I was like hiring, buying trucks, like everything. As soon as I walked through the door, and it was like that one podcast opened a huge door that he's been trying to open forever off of a podcast. Like you got to know them, you got to see them. So it's like we give value first, and then good things will happen. Like, is that a one-off? You're not always going to get $1 million contract at the end of every podcast.
No,
probably not. But like it is there. Making that connection is so valuable, and people miss it.
Dude, I 100% love that. And, you know, before the Liftoff experience, we had Real Estate First Technology, and it was around COVID. And during that time, it was like, how do you get to like know, like, trust? You're fucking locked in with a mask in your house. You're like, oh, well, podcast. And so, you know, also shout out behind the scenes. What's up, Jen? You back there? That's what we do, right?
Yeah, totally. Every day, all day, 24/7. We have a full team like in the Philippines. So we are always on the map.
Yeah. Adding value first and foremost, like you said, a podcast, y'all, can really help you be able to get into those rooms, get into those doors, have those conversations outside of always just trying to, let me get something, like, let me sell you something. Like, no, let's just have a conversation and be humans first.
Yeah. And then we even go deeper than that. We have like high-end podcasts too. So like Cam Bodden, we threw an event, we had a big speaker coming out, and he was like, dude, they were both speakers. Cam was the opener, that was like the closer. And he was like, dude, I'm so happy you're here. He was like, I can have my helicopter right up the street. When we're done here, will you drive down the street with me, get in my helicopter, and come on my podcast? So it was like, we talk about other people's stages. Like he was a speaker, he went there to connect with other speakers, and he was like, he got the main speaker, like not only to like give him the time of day, but like, dude, I would love to do a podcast. And he has that wow factor. My podcast is I'm personally flying you in my helicopter. Like it'll pick us up the street.
That's
like,
pretty badass. So is it filmed in the helicopter?
Yeah, filmed in the helicopter.
Dude, helicopter podcast coming to you soon. Now,
we'll get a branded helicopter. We'll get there.
Shit. I know, dude. That'd be dope. I can imagine too, just like in the private jet podcast, you know, and I've seen them like on the tarmac. I'm sure there's some obviously too that they film as well, but like think about just maximizing opportunities. If you're already going to charter your jet, go to wherever you're going to go, why not just do the podcast? Like I'm surprised like Logan Paul doesn't do that shit. Like he should do that when they're going from one location to the next location.
Well, and that's the power of like a personal videographer, or like even at the lowest, an assistant with a cell phone. Like there's so much stuff, and like
Sequoia?
Yeah. I was like, there's so much behind the scenes, like things that are so interesting. That it was like you just having someone to like document and capture that goes so far for your personal brand, for everything. Like there's so much value in that. There's training, there's branding. Like that's the first thing I tell all these businesses. Like you don't need a high-end agency. Like I'm not always the best fit for you. Hand your assistant who follows you around all day a phone. So start posting stories.
100%.
Like, baby steps. Done's better than perfect. And then once it starts generating you leads, and it goes, okay, we have a cash flow from this. Let's reinvest it and make higher end content, a better podcast studio, like A, B, and C.
Yeah, and fill forward, because at the end of the day, like, how do we meet? Instagram stories. Like literally I was just like, hey, I have this opportunity. You want to talk about the possibility of what it could look like?
It wasn't even a story. It was on your little bubble for like messaging. It was like looking for a videographer. I was I'm a videographer. I was like, and that's my first lead I've ever generated that way. And I was like, I'm a videographer. What's up? What do you need? Like, I got you.
That's sick, dude. See, that's right. It's so simple. Just basically putting out what is it you're looking for, put out that need. People like to serve. If you're adding value, like I like to do on stories, then they're like, hey, well, how can I return the favor? Oh, I have a videographer. Here's one to check out. And so a couple people did that, but then we connected and then we talked and did basically just a Zoom call. And I'm like, before we go deep into anything, like let's go to the podcast. Let's go a little deeper with just getting to know, like, and trust each other first. And then we could talk business later on. And at the same time, share this experience with all of you and see how everything transpires. Cause like we've never met in person. It's the first time we've ever met. You know, it's like we obviously live in Phoenix and we both are in media.
I mean, we're still an hour and a half. I'm in Litchfield Park, so I'm the other end of the world. Like we're in Arizona, but I feel like
so hour and a half it took you to get here.
It was like there was no traffic today. It was like in what 50 minutes.
Dude, I'm gonna say
a little bit.
Thank you
It's worth it.
Thank you for driving out and making that happen, bro.
But building connections is so valuable and it's so like underlooked. Like if you want to be a successful business, networking is how you're going to do it. Like paid ads,
Dude.
social media, lead generation, brand building, all that is valuable. Yeah. But like the networking and then building real authentic connections, like that's how you get these $1 million contracts.
100% agreed. And I think the thing that is missing in the social world, and we would love your feedback, give us your feedback, comment below, let us know, and let us know what you think, is the fact that like there's a lot of glitz and glam. There's a lot of like minute and a half reels, it's viral, whatever, right? It's like, all right, no cap, like, and then they're doing all these things, talking about no cap or ClickFunnels, like they're just trying to get the views up. But what's missing is the transparency behind the scenes. Like this type of conversation is a building relationship that we're doing live and we're maximizing opportunities. So you're here, we're doing this opportunity to be able to add value to your life, whoever's viewing and listening, transfer energy, add value to each other, learn about each other and not waste, I'm going to say waste time, but like it kind of is being like selfish, just doing it on a Zoom call. We could share it live.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the point of a podcast for me and what I push on my customers is to build a connection.
Yes.
Do you feel like Zooms just have a bad like vibe about them? No one wants to sit on an hour-long Zoom to say 2 words. Like the connection just isn't there. Maybe like very surface level.
Yes.
So it's like if I'm going to take a bullet for someone, it's someone I did a podcast with or someone I did a Zoom with. Like to the extent, like the podcast person probably has a better shot if I actually like them and it goes to them as a person and like their ethics and like their values. But yeah, to me, I'm like no, like I kindly refuse to do any podcast that I'm on a Zoom.
I'm 100% with you. I was reading a book called Let Them, and Mel Robinson was talking about the fact that it takes up to like, say when you're in like, say adolescence, you're in like middle school, high school, even college, it takes up to 200 hours to be able to form a bond with someone. So if you're on a Zoom, it's going to take you a long time. Like we have a team in the Philippines that it took a while for us to build and get that bond, right? Jen knows what we're talking about as well. And it's different and you can bond quicker and faster like this because you could feel each other more so. You're with each other right here. It's different. And that's where like Jen and I are building our relationship in person. And then, she's building with the Zooms and whatnot and Google Meets with our Philippines team. But then we also get together once a year, sometimes twice a year. So we can then solidify that relationship outside of it just being on Zoom because there was a time during COVID where all you could do is Zoom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what else do you do? But yeah, I love in person. It's just,
and that's probably why I struggled trying to go overseas with my editing team is because there was no in person. Like we tried the Zoom calls and it was honestly more of a headache than it was worth. Like,
right.
So yeah, my team's all built like US based. I think we have like some people from like OG days, like
there you go,
that were overseas, and we keep them around and they still do good stuff. But like they've been around the culture for so long, they were just like that really good fit.
That's what's up.
And I mean, even finding local people that like fit is so hard. Like,
dude,
it's a rotating door, and I was like, you have to look at it as a business owner. Maybe you should train better or vet better or whatever it is. But like, we hire a lot of people, and it's like we're fast paced, and they're like, I'm fast paced, and it was like, well, put your running shoes on and let's see how fast you are, because like, there's no hiding once we start going.
Let's go. No, I love that. And I think the biggest thing is company culture. And I feel like with the new day and age of companies, it's not so much the door being closed and like, oh, when you come through that door, your personal shit stays at the door. And when you come to work, it needs to be separate. This is with our culture. What I've learned is it's good to blend the two and be a person and be real. So that way you can be able to understand, what I do is I'm a cheerleader. So for 30 minutes, I coach and I mentor every single person on the team. It's getting harder as we grow plus 20 people. But at the end of the day, they like to be heard. They like to talk about just, oh yeah, my girlfriend and I, we went to like this cool dinner spot, and you relate to them and you get deeper with them. And it turns into something where we built this company culture where now it's like, we want to make sure we understand the team's vision and goals, the customer's team, the customer's goals and vision, and then the company last. Which a lot of times corporation is company first. Reason being is because the people are in the front lines. And if we're serving them and they know how to serve the customer's goals, the customers are happy, then they're happy and they get raises. They get different things like they get like government contributions. They get technology type stipends. We do different things where then even Jen did a cool video, like each team and department did their own videos. We give them a little bonus for that. And then they get to like eat more and then we get to serve more. And then it turns into something more quicker, faster, and even better than we imagined. Because I think a lot of times when it's like SOP, KPI, and it's like, here's the job, like, you know, how high can you do it? Or I need this done. You're like, all right, well, I got it done. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? I think there's a balance.
Yeah.
I don't know what you've seen as you hire and fire and go through the process of scaling your company, but that's what I've seen.
Yeah, so it's hard to find, like, my big thing is like personal development. Like if you're not willing to grow and improve yourself, and especially videographers have this like stigma. I feel like videographers, DJs, there's just certain people that they have like a cockiness about them, and which is good. I want you to believe in your work.
Of course.
But, like, this is what the customer wants, and then on the back
you go
end,
girl, you go boy. No.
well, you could be the best videographer ever, but we're not here to make the best videos. We're here to lead gen.
Yeah.
Like, the video doesn't have to be great. I need 4 people that will let me climb on the roof and give them an inspection.
Ooh.
I need 4 people that want solar. Like, that's more valuable to us than like, oh, this was slow, cinematic, beautiful video.
That could be mind fuck though.
Yeah, but it took 8 hours to make this video, and we generated 0 leads. Well, I need to post a video every day. So if it's taking 8 hours to generate a video, it doesn't make sense. So it's like
interesting.
But I mean, there's other times we've done Super Bowl commercials. We've done commercials for the, like, those ones we spend more time, more energy. It's a very polished look. But that's not our daily content. And then it gets to a point where it's too polished. If every video you post is so polished, like, you're not relatable to the average person anymore. And I was like, that's the last thing you want. It's like, oh yeah, that guy's cool. He's just so far away from me. I just don't like connect.
Well, that's exactly what happens. I gotta say, that's an amazing point. So Liftoff agent, shout out, who sponsors the show, and our team in the Philippines who's going to be doing the production here. We focus on like a lot of like passive prospecting, YouTube video production, what have you. And when sometimes it's too polished, you know, and is this you out there, you feel that like you don't want to reach out to the person because they're too busy. Like Call Tattoo is one of our clients here locally, right? And people had not want to reach out to Call Tattoo, and he's in videos on it because he's like, oh, well, you know, this happened, that happened, like, as a reminder, y'all, I'm not too busy for your referrals or for you. And that's where I feel like there has to be a blend. Also, you have to make sure that you're transparent, because sometimes, you know, there is a big divisiveness depending on that person's like, because you could fake it till you make it to a point where people aren't reaching out to you, right? Like, like you said, like, oh, you can get hundreds of thousands of millions of views, but you're not getting anyone who's reaching out to you or sending you a DM or asking you any questions because either A, they think you're too busy or you're way above them, or they can't relate to you because you're at this like, oh, look at my Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? It's just rented, bro. No.
well, on the back end too is like, do you want your chiropractor doing dances? No, I want my chiropractor to be branded as a professional doctor. That's not going to screw me up. Like, surgeon's a good one. Like, if you pulled up your surgeon on Instagram and he's doing TikTok dances with like the nurses, like, I probably don't want that guy to do surgery on me. Like,
I might be thinking something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So you have to be very particular with what is your brand and what are you doing. Now, like, if you're a dance coach and you guys are dancing on your videos, like, that makes sense. It relates. But like, I had a doctor, or one of my chiropractors, and he was like, you know, I think we could really get more views and do some stuff like this. And I was like, that's not the brand you're going for. And he was just like, whoa, you're right. Why am I chasing vanity metrics? What we're doing is working. It's generating leads. We have customers coming in saying, dude, I love your videos. I watch them all the time. Like, don't mess with like a winning algorithm.
Yes, I love that. I think also another thing that makes a whole lot of sense is like there's a book called The 7 Triggers to Yes. If you do something for someone else, they'll be inclined to do something back for you. And it's like simple stuff like hacks. Like, oh, you want white teeth, so why don't you brush your teeth once a week or twice a week with baking soda? Like doing things that actually give them something to think about, which is like a hack for like a dentist, FYI, or keeping, you know, like the little floss in your back pocket or in your wallet or whatever in your car. So, you know, hey, remember to floss. You know, you could do fun shit, but don't need to technically be dancing.
Yeah. And it's just, it comes back to giving value. Build yourself. Your social media brand should build you as a subject matter expert. So unless you're a dancer, then you shouldn't probably be doing dancing.
Yeah.
Like maybe my DJs can get away with it, and some stuff like that. But it was like, unless that's the scene that you're in, like, stay in your lane and just own your niche. Like, you don't need to go touch on other people's niche just because they have more views. These views don't relate to sales. And for me and my company, we really, really focus on lead gen. Like, I don't need 1 million people to see your video a day. I need 500 people in your area who are your ideal customer, and 5 of that 500 are going to reach out. That's a win for us.
Dude, I love that. It's interesting because we have, you know, people in the real estate industry that like to dance and do different types of things, and they may get lots of views and even end up on the news. But the problem is they're really not converting, and they don't really show up in the eyes to the community as an expert. But then you know what they do? Hey, realtors, come join my course. We're going to teach you exactly how I went viral. Like, really? Let me see your transaction volume, bro. Like, what type of business are you doing?
You went viral, but you sold 3 houses last year. Like,
Exactly.
So
And
did my
this
grandma.
hey, I'm not trying to slide on anyone, and I'm not here to talk any shit. I'm just saying, like, you got to look at the simple stuff. Like, I want like time and freedom. You know what I'm saying? I want leverage. So I want my team to help. I want time and freedom for my family, or I want to go to car meets, or I want to be traveling. I don't want to be needing to try to figure out how these dance videos are going to be able to hit even bigger for me to get one lead. And then I got to get the one lead that's just a headache. And then you're bending over backwards for this one lead because you're not understanding SOP, standard operating procedures, KPI, key performance indicators, and focusing on the income producing activity and the top 20% that actually moves the needle. People get so caught up in vanity that it's like, dude, that top 20%, that needle up top, like that's all you need. Like it's super simple. Like I just got off a meeting. So I'm flying out on Tuesday to go to an event. And I just talked with the lady who basically is going to be, actually I'll shout out, Rose and Steve, okay? They live in Sacramento. They were on the podcast, check out their show. And so basically we already built their website, right? And I was going to use her as an example. So check this out. Here's going to be, I'm going to put you on game. I put together a PowerPoint presentation. I told Jen this earlier this week. We haven't talked yet, but I met with her today. I said, sorry, not Jen. I said, Rose, I said, check it. I said, if you had a map, you had a guide, you had this, you had that, you'd be able to get more exposure with your YouTube, your Instagram, your strategic plan that you're already doing. And she's like, So I brought it together. I showed her the PowerPoint presentation. She's like, I'm going to put you at the end so you can build up more value for your presentation to give examples to tie the whole entire. So I'm going to be like the end dude to tie the whole event in. And then she upgraded, got a map. She upgraded for additional video to blog services, which is going to pay for my trip itself. And then I already have someone else who wants to sign up after the event on the 11th when we're going to our expo. And so it was just a perfect opportunity just to leverage that one opportunity and be able to showcase value proposition and then how you can be able to connect the dots and work smarter, not harder. And that's what she wants to do. She has a great strategy, but her systems are broken. So I'm like, let's tie the systems in better with your strategy so you can 2 to 4X and then you can thank me later.
Yeah.
Do one of those.
Definitely. That was a big drop right there.
Let's go.
Dude, so many people, you don't know what you don't know. Like I'm a very like green entrepreneur. I didn't start my business until I was really like 27. So I'm 3 years into this. But like own what you don't know. I don't know SEO. Like go find the best SEO guy and bring him on the team.
Fuck yeah.
Like, I don't know this. Like, and that's why some people are like, oh, I really want you to come be my videographer. I'm like, I will be. I'm going to charge you more. And I hired this guy because he's better than me. So you probably want me to send him. Your videos will come out better.
Yes.
Like I hire people that are better at that than me in every position. Like,
dude, and there's so much to be said with that too. Like, say, I'll give you an example, like bartering of services. If you find an SEO person, you do video, then you can barter. Our AC went out. I found an AC guy who was like my neighbor Joe down the street's B&I person. He was in B&I. Guy comes over. My wife's like, oh, I got someone $7,500 to get the AC done. I said, hold on. She's like, no, I'm super loyal. I was like, hold on. Meet the dude. He needs a website. He needs a logo. He needs all this shit. I got a brand new AC done for $3,000. Okay, $3,000, and it was quoted at $11,000. And then I'm talking to the guy who's doing our construction upstairs right now. And my neighbor comes over last night, and I had a door and some shit that I picked up from Home Depot. So I'm bringing that stuff in. He goes and helps me, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting my contractor's license." He already does work like tile, all types of shit. He's like, hey, I know what you did with the AC person. If you want to get your shower done or other shit, I'm down to barter and talk business. And I'm like, let's go.
yeah. Dude, I got a mini split the same way, and I use it every night.
I love it, bro.
Best decision I ever did, and it like honestly, it didn't cost me much at all. Like I think $500 out the door for a giant mini split in my bedroom. Like, beat that.
That's so sick, dude. And that's where I feel like some people get it, some people don't. Like I was talking to like a contractor upstairs, he didn't get it. I was talking to the powder coater, he doesn't kind of get it. And like I can't help myself. Like I do consulting for a living for real estate professionals, but it just fucking pours over in these other industries and people start asking me questions and I'm just like, you could bring a fucking horse to water, bro, but you can't force them to drink that shit. They either see the value proposition or not.
See, that's what's crazy. Me and you do a lot of the similar things, but I avoid real estate so hard because it's like I bring them to the water and they're like, no. And I'm like,
hey, Jen.
Do it. And they're like, no.
Jen, how hard are fucking real estate agents to freaking talk to, work with?
They're kind of hard for reals. I mean, I'm a real estate agent too, so it's contradicting for me to say that.
You're like, preaching to the choir.
So I love my blue collar guys because I'm like, do this. And they're like, I don't want to do it. Can I just pay you to do it? Like,
dude,
I would go rather install an AC unit in 150 degree weather than think about recording and posting a video.
Dude.
They're like, absolutely, you're my favorite type of person. Like, you don't want to do it. You know what you do want to go do. You go make the money, and then you're just going to use some of that money to get your time back because you know it's valuable.
Yes.
It's just not your wheelhouse. You're going to hire someone who's better than you. Like
100%. And that story that I told about Rose and Steve, check out their podcast. It's super interesting. I think you'll enjoy it. We're here on Real Estate for Liftoff Experience. She not like literally not until today was the first time I actually had a Zoom with her to do any type of consulting work. Like she literally wanted to do it her way. She had it figured out. So I said, cool, just go and talk to my partner. He'll help you out. So she did everything she wanted on her own. Not until today, she like flew out. She was on the podcast, went to the gym together, all this shit. I've known her for a bunch of years. And then she's going to invite me to help with the event situation. Did I finally 5 years later be able to have an opportunity to be able to be my freaking sister-in-law, bro. I met my wife on Instagram, and her sister-in-law, her twin sister, my sister-in-law, is a realtor. I meet her, and not until like 6-7 years later does she even trust and even gives me an opportunity to work. Dude, it's the hardest industry ever.
Well, and then so what I look back is how much content was like consumed by her. So it's like when we're talking about building trust with our customers, like I'm really good at using geolocation. I can find your customers and I can follow them and I'll bring them to your page, at least to look at who's this random page that followed me. But now it's like, okay, you got the eyeball of your ideal customer. Can you build, I'm the subject matter expert. Your AC is working great right now, but is it going to work tomorrow? Follow me because I'll give you a tip if it doesn't.
Yes.
So it's like, there's so much value. And that's where people like, I have the secrets, like pay me and I'll give them away. It's like, that's not valuable. Like, no. Like give all the secrets away for implementation.
Dude, look at Alex Ramosi, bro.
Exactly.
He made $105 million in one day for a fucking webinar and a book launch, bro.
A book.
For a book? It's right over here on the right of you, too. I have it down there. And it's crazy, but it's so smart because he spent 2 years of thinking, how can I give away as much shit as I possibly can for free? Now, I was talking to Jen about that too. Like we do like digital audits and then we have like workshops on our website. I said, fuck it. I said, reverse engineer that shit. I said, find the ideal avatar, see that there's holes in their business that we can fill at Liftoff Agent, fucking do the positioning planner, do the strategy questionnaire for them. Put their email for their shit in there, and then they get an email of it. And they're like, what the hell is this? Come back in, Instagram. Oh, hey, what's going on, Jennifer? Just want to let you know that email was from us. We just did a free little workshop for you. You know, sometimes you got to take the initiative for these people because they don't know what they don't know until they're like, I can't pay my fucking bills anymore. Yeah. And you're like, well, if you would have talked to me like 5 years ago, we could have set you up for more success. I've had so many agents because of the market's been shit that they're like, I can't even like, I would normally just, here's 30 grand. I can't even do it right now. They're like, we just can't. Like the market's shifted, this and that. I didn't have my systems with my strategy. And I was word of mouth, fucking making phone calls, sending text messages. Like, sorry, this doesn't work no more.
Well, I think there's like this false confidence of like, I know a lot of business like, oh, I did $1 million 5 years ago. I did 1.1 4 years ago. I did 900,000 the year after. But it was like, they're stagnant. I was like, that's a stagnant line. It needs to be like, dude, I 30%, 40%, 50%
every year.
Declined. If you don't have that growth, then like your systems and processes aren't where they need to be.
There's something's wrong. Yeah, exactly.
And you look at the super big companies that are like, they're not scared of recession. They love recession because they're like, everyone else is going to cut their marketing in half. I'm going to quadruple my marketing and I'm going to take 30% of this like of everything from everyone.
Yes.
You're going to go out of business. I'm going to get bigger.
Yes, 100%. And that's actually what has happened by default with Liftoff Agent. We literally had a client, God bless her heart, man. It's been like 6 months. We're like, why isn't she lifting off? What's going on? 30 development process, 6 months later. And then God bless, some things happened personally. I'm not going to air here on the show. And she took full responsibility. She's like, just hold everything. I'll come back, stronger than ever. The team had to be dissolved. It is what it is. And we understand that, it's totally fine. And I think that a big thing is, when we talked about earlier, as far as hiring and company culture and everything else, I think there's something to be said. And this is what I've learned growing in a business. Like when you're a business owner or you're an executive and you're a founder of an organization or you're a real estate professional or you're whatever it is, you're a dentist, whatever, and you're close with people. and you start getting more success, like you said, personal development, and you start making more money and you have more success, that shit can make other people uncomfortable. And if people around you are uncomfortable with the success that you're having, they're not on the boat to have success with you. And that's where you got to be like, hey, I'm sorry, like I'm moving forward. Either you're coming with me or you're not. Yeah. And if I make you uncomfortable, that's good because I'm trying to push you to the next level of success. If you're not gonna step into the boat to make it happen, then I'm sorry, I can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's where I feel like people don't understand when you're growing a business like Sequoia. If you want to have a lot of success, you're gonna look up to this guy. He's gonna take you to hell far. But if you get caught up in social media or ego or some other type shit, then you won't have the success that you're destined to have that he wants you to have because you're not paying attention and you're fucking la la land. I'm not trying to call you out, but I'm just saying, you feel me? Like 1,000%. I know why she's here and I understand what's going on and I don't even know you people. Like I'm just being honest. Because I've been around the block. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very seasoned. I'll just put it that way. And it's all love. I appreciate you. I'm not even trying to call you like she's
like, I call her out all the
she's
time.
Like, damn, what the hell?
Like, I'm gonna put my phone down and listen now.
No, you're good. You're good. Do you, girl?
But so like I call it like being the biggest fish. So like I thought I made it when I was making like $65,000 a year, and I went to my first coaching event, and then I told the business coach because they hired me to be a videographer. I was like, dude, I made 65 grand. He thought a month, I'm in a year. And he's like, damn. Oh, that's cool. Like, that's actually like really good. Like, I want to do an audit after. So we do an audit after. And he's like, your numbers don't make sense. Like, you're at like 65 grand a year and not a month. And I'm like, I know, right? I'm doing great. And he's like, oh, I thought you meant a month. And he was like, that's cute. And I was like, $65,000 a year is cute. He's like, I do $1 million a month. If I do less than $1 million a month, I lose money. Like, wow. And I was like, oh shit. Like I was the biggest fish in my tiny little like pond. Yeah. Like you need to just surround yourself with bigger people because they're like, there's been times that I have a lot of coaching groups, but one of them I go to by far the smallest guy in there. And I'm like, oh my God, like
that's good though. You want to be that.
Dude, I just messed up. We're probably going to lose like $5 grand. And they're like, $5,000. They're like, dude, I just dropped a freaking AC unit.
A month's worth of fucking money.
I dropped an AC unit on a freaking turtle that's like protected. Like, I owe the state
killed it?
Yeah, I killed it. Like, we owe the state $65,000 for accidentally killing this turtle.
Oh my God.
And you're mad about like a $3,000 or $5,000, like, whoops. And I was like, well, yeah, shit. Okay, maybe my problem's not as big as I thought it was. Like, so you look at how some of these bigger people deal with like bigger problems, and it was like now your stuff, and you're like, dude, that's so like fractional. Like,
well, it's just like a child, bro. Like a child's problems aren't as big as an adult's problems, but you can't say get over it. Yeah, you got to be like, hey, I understand, it's okay, like, you know, and you coddle them, help them, not coddle them, but at least like let them know that you understand. And then that's where it's like, once you get through the bigger issues, like at this point, I'm not even like, you know, I mean, whatever, $1 million last year, 3 million this year is the goal, $100,000 a month. And my whole thing is that like, just get past all the bullshit. Cause like bullshit makes you stress out and get old and shit and wrinkly. And then like, you can't function and shit. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool off that. Like, it's like, at one point, do you have to feel like, all right, like, let it all go and just let it happen the way it's supposed to. And as long as you have good systems and strategies and a process and good people around you, like, and you stay consistent, like, it's going to come together.
Yeah. And I think the consistency is the biggest thing there. Like, I see so many people that start hard and burn out. Yeah. And it comes back to is like, you don't want to work 60 hours. Like, you need to know what your goal are. Like, she'll probably laugh at me. I work like 10, 15 hours a week, like actually like sitting down, focusing, working. It's not much at all. Okay. But it was like, that was my goal. I was like, okay, how do I get this like to operate? And then it was like, now I do the $100 an hour task, not a $5 an hour task. Yeah. Like the VA overseas does a $5 an hour task. Like going on someone's podcast, like, dude, that's $1,000 an hour task. Of course I'm going to be the face. I'm going to go there and I'm going to do that. But it was like, you need to really look at like, what do you want to do in the business? And if you want to be the tech the whole time and like go out there and do, you know, your thing or churn wrenches, then hire a CEO to run the company and you work in the company. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to know who you are and what you want to do in that business. Oh my God. And it evolves so much. Like, I try not to touch cameras anymore. Like, how do you run a videography and photography company and you don't touch a camera? It's like, I hired people who are better than me. Yes. Like, I don't post on social media anymore. Yes. Why? Because I hired and trained people who are better than me. Yes. Like, that's where you're going to get the end goals and the results that you actually want. But you have to write it all out. If you don't write it all out, it'll never happen.
You do. And that's where you all can just get a piece of paper and then put a line down the middle, and in your business, say what you like and the shit that you don't like, delegate the shit you don't like and do the things that you like. And then like, it's like being in alignment, right? Like if I wasn't in alignment with what I'm doing right now, then this wouldn't flow as well. And I'd be in my head overanalyzing. I got construction upstairs. I got random people in this room. I'd never met Sequoia. I'm fucking up on her name, all the things. Like that's not even coming up for me.
Yeah.
I'm just in the present moment. And I can feel that because this is where I'm supposed to be. And this is my passion. And I have the team behind the scenes building the websites, doing the social media updating, editing the videos. I got Jen. She's amazing behind the scenes, helping do the production. And the goal for her is to help us grow the sales department. So that way I could do more speaking engagements, do more expos, have more fun in what I want to do. So then also take that in consideration. Everyone out there is do what you love to do and make sure that you're doing that thing. And at first, maybe you have to do all the shit you don't like.
Yeah, in the beginning you have to, absolutely, but it was like, and it's hard because like my job, I do like doing photo, I do like doing video, but like my job has evolved where it's like it's not really my job to touch. Like my job is to make sure Monday when I pay everyone, every Monday everyone's check clears. Like my job is to make sure these customers that I met and built these relationships with, that like the sales team falls through and actually closes the deal that I set up for a home run.
Yes.
Like, and if it doesn't fall through, like that's my job to come in and go why. Or if we onboarded them, they like there's no retention and they drop out, it's like it's my job to ask why. So it's like as your business grows, so does your job. And it gets to a point where it's like if it's too much and you're like, I don't want that to be my job, I want to go back to holding a camera, then like someone has to be in that seat. You have to have a driver. And luckily for me, I sort of like working less and like doing more of the back end stuff than like the out in the field stuff. Yeah. But the guys I hire, they're like, no, I want to be out here until the day I die playing with my cameras.
Damn.
Like, cool. That's what I want to hear. I'll buy you the best cameras, like whatever you need. I'll make sure you have it. You go out there. I'll give you all the tools in the toolbox to make sure you can be successful, because that's what they want to do. Like they tried starting an agency and it didn't work because they wanted to go play with cameras. So it's like, it really comes down to is surrounding yourself with the right team. Like the right team will go so much farther, and then one toxic person can tear it down so fast.
Well, it's good too because you already like understand everything you just dropped, which is good for Sequoia or anyone else on the team, whoever's watching this right now, is like make sure if you're working with a company or working with someone or for someone, like where's their alignment? Like, what are they doing? Like, I had a mentor. He took a company, Digital Insight, public 96, and like cashed out for like $4 million for his portion. And he helped me with like the first 2 years of like a lot of like coaching and mentoring on SOPs and KPIs and pitch and delivery and all that shit. And it was good, but we were out of alignment. He wanted that corporate model. I wanted an open door policy. Like, I wanted to not just innovate a real estate industry, but I want to innovate the way that like a corporate model is even structured. And like, I want to pull the levers and play with shit and see how things could evolve. And so that's where I was like, nope. Like I found out where our relationship started and stopped. He's like, I'm going to give you 15%. I'm going to take 75%, bring a partner in. We're going to standardize everything. And I could have been a multi-millionaire right now, but fuck the money. Yeah. I want to be happy. And that's the thing too. Like, you know, with the right people on the boat, like, or the bus, like, 'cause it rocks less, it's like making sure that you have someone that you enjoy being around. If the person you're around doesn't make you feel good or doesn't make you feel inspired, then go be around someone that does that for you. Because it doesn't make sense for either party.
And there's nothing wrong with outgrowing your coaches. Like I'm actively part of like 9 coaching programs. I've probably been in 30 in 3 years. So I average 10 coaching programs a year.
That's
and like
crazy.
There's a lot of them where it's like that coach did so much for me.
Yeah.
And I'm also you tell me what to do, I go do it. Like, hey, you need this, and this fixed. I'm like, okay, boom, it's done. And they're like, dude, that was 15 minutes ago. And I was like, yeah, we moved fast here. Like,
get it done.
I had a team call, everyone came together, all of that's done. We're moving on. What's the next step?
I love that.
One, be coachable, but there's certain times you're just gonna outgrow your coach. And it was like I would go to some of these Zoom calls and stuff, and as soon as I jump on, it was like all the questions got diverted to me. Like the coach was no longer there, and I was like, oh, it's probably time for me to leave this group. Like respectfully, like I've just outgrown the group.
Yeah.
And I think there was nothing wrong with that coach. He did everything he promised, or she, but the difference was I implemented everything I took from it.
Interesting.
At a fast pace of speed, and people just don't. Like,
I
see so many people who are just like, you haven't hired an assistant. We told you to do that 4 years ago. Like, this is a $20,000 a year group.
Yeah.
And for 4 years, you've been told hire an assistant, and you still haven't.
Wow. Yeah.
Why are your numbers the same?
Yeah. Hire your fucking assistant. You know,
hardest hire ever is the first assistant.
yeah, I don't have one. I fucking need one, like, no joke. Like, I fucked up on both my flights, and I had to call the place, and they're like, do you have your Rapid Reward number, whatever the fuck, for, like, Southwest? I'm like, no. It's on your card? No. I'm like, I don't have my tickets. I know about them. Oh, well, you don't have this right, this right, this right. I'm like, oh, my God. And then I had to go pick up a door right now. I have no one to go pick up the door. I have the construction going on, so I had to go to Home Depot. I'm way past that shit. But I want to give you contrast real quick, because I've actually never hired a coach or paid for a program in my life. Never. Not once. And it's interesting because I just read books and watch podcasts. I had the mentor at the first couple years, and then after that, I kind of just shifted. Not that I have an ego, or not that I can't be coachable, or not that I shouldn't do it. But it's interesting with the technology these days, what you can get from the books and the podcasts, and what you can get just if you kind of like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'll go through something, and then I'll read a book, and then I'll be like, oh shit, that book was like validation that I'm on the right track. Like, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? And from what you're telling me, it makes me almost feel like I just saved myself a lot of money, bro. Like, you know, how much did you invest? I can imagine a shit ton.
One thing that's a little bit different for me, it's also lead gen. Because if I join a group of business owners that are all willing to pay $20,000 a year for coaching, when I hit it for 20 grand to take over all of their social media and like 90% of their marketing.
Smart, bro.
Very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
So yes, I've learned a lot, and that's probably why I've overdone it with coaching, is because it's also my lead gen. I'm like, wait, you have a whole bunch of guys that pay this much to be in a group together and like learn from each other. Like, yeah, I'll write the check right now. Absolutely. I want to be surrounded with these people.
That's a great way to look at it from the perspective of reverse engineering that shit. Right? Like I have a guy right now, he's a referral partner of ours, and he spent the $25,000 for the Alex Hormozzi's event, right? And so he's wanting to leverage the books. He's wanting to leverage the coaching. He looks at himself as a high-level business owner and what have you, but he's having problems with systems. So he's now spending another $20,000 for someone like what we have, which is our co-founder, which is Smith, on systems. I'm like, bro, $20,000 on systems, and with someone that maybe not be as invested or passionate about your thing. Right. So it's better to have a partner, someone who's passionate about your thing, who wants to come in, who, like my partner right now, Smith, shout out, like he's a co-founder, 50/50 owner of Liftoff Agent, sponsors our show. And he's like going deep in all this shit. And with AI, it's nice because he's enhancing it. And so you get someone like, and just beware out there, people are failing forward, becoming in debt because they're paying for mentors and coaches and don't understand how to leverage it, like Dakota's doing from the perspective.
You don't implement. Like if you are really going to write that check, they are writing your like Bible per se. Like, you should have vetted them where they know their stuff. That's why you wrote them the check in the first place. But like, they gave you to the roadmap. Like, how fast can you implement?
Yeah, 100%.
So many people, I'd say probably like 95% of the people that I'm in coaching with, I feel like do not implement at a reasonable speed, especially for what they paid to me in that group.
Dude, this is like the rule of thumb. Okay, the top 10% does 90% in any light. The gym, fitness, gym, real estate professionals, media companies, is the top 10% of media companies that do 90% of the business. The rest are falling forward and they're looking at the leaders at the top and they're like, how are they fucking doing it? And the problem is they can't get out of their own way because they're self-limiting beliefs or their partners or whatever the fuck it is. And that's just what it is. And that's what I've learned. And it's so prevalent in every single industry. And whoever's listening, look at your industry. Who's fucking at the top? You know, do the research across the nation and you'll find out that it's like that health insurance, life insurance, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but it's true.
I feel the same. Like, I do a lot of like Facebook marketing and stuff, and we'll see like a post like, hey, I need a videographer or whatever, especially on the business side of it. And it was like, it's the same like 6 or 7 people. I'm one of them that post every single time. But I was like, the difference is like, dude, I'm running 80, 90 accounts. They're running 2.
Yep.
Like, why
omnipresence?
Like, why am I running so many more accounts than them? It's like, because we actually like retain our customers. Like, if you want result, like, go with whoever you feels right. I'm going to charge you more, but I'm actually going to get results, and that's why I have to charge more. Is because like there's teams and there's systems and like in place to get you what you're looking for.
Yes.
But you have to be willing to invest. And I think what's interesting too is you have a partner. So like, I've had no partner, so it was like, figure it out. Like there's no one like, I can't go to bed and wake up and be like, oh, maybe he'll figure this problem out for me after I take a nap. Like, no, it's going to be there.
I
It's
can.
not
I do it
going
every day
anywhere.
at 12 o'clock. I take 30-minute nap. I wake up, shit's fixed. No, I'm joking. It's not like that, but
I wish. I wish. Can we get to that point? I'm going to take a nap. You just have everything running smooth when I wake up.
She's like, damn.
Like 18, run the business. You got it.
She's like, have you seen this fucking list? She's like, for real.
She writes the list and she's like, did you see the list? And I'm like, no. Is it done? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, well, you should get to it. And she's like, no, there are things I need you to do. And I'm like,
Feedback, please.
yeah. That was literally a conversation on the way here. Like,
Oh, let's go. Let's go. You got this.
but so as a business owner, you always have to be improving. And like, I know, like I have my faults. Like, yeah, I probably should have read the list of things that needed done from me.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
I? No.
Yeah.
Am I going to? And is that a priority on my list now? Yeah. Unless
yeah.
I forget and get
Yeah.
busy, which also happens. So it's like,
Yeah.
sometimes you need, I have 3 assistants now. And I was just like, yeah, what do I need to do today? Like, I want to go take a nap. You guys let me know what you need from me. And they send me these lists, everything gets done. And then like, I can go to the gym or go do my own thing and like be able to sort of mentally check out a little bit.
Damn.
Like, hey, I did everything they need. So the wheels are oiled and greased and they're moving. Like I can go do my own
Interesting.
thing and circle back and check in with them later.
I'm getting a little jealous here, bro, because I have no fucking assistant. Okay. And yeah, I guess I could probably allocate somewhat of a budget for it, but it happens all the time. My wife and I, like, it is nonstop. I'm not joking. At Mr. Liftoff, all spelled out, MISTERLF, just like look it up. And if you watch my stories, it's nonstop, because that's one thing I do is I'm very consistent with that shit. I met my wife off of Instagram stories. I met Jen off Instagram stories. I met my VP off Instagram stories. He was also the podcast host of the other podcast, Real Estate versus Technology. And I need it. Like, I need to get to that point where someone could be like, I got you. Like, I'll do this, 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 and this. And it could be like, I need these GTR rims picked up real quick. Can you run the car through the car wash? Like that type of shit. But it's getting closer to that. But I feel like I didn't want to do that just yet. Like, I use a lot of I have Vid, she's like my work wife. You could say that she's an assistant, but she's getting more into HR and billing and doing other stuff. But like she sent out invoices for me today. She sent out a meeting link for our partner to make sure that, Rose can go ahead and get a meeting with him to do the next thing. Yeah. So there is light assistance like with that, and then there's some cross pollination where like Jen's behind the scenes. She's helping with producing of the podcast. Maybe that could be an assistant. I don't know, but we're live right now, and I'm getting some coaching, bro. Thank you.
Well, and I feel like your first assistant almost will like turn into your COO. Like my main assistant.
That's what basically she is.
Yeah, my main assistant is my COO at this point. Like she runs the country. If I left for a week, it wouldn't be smooth, but she could run everything. All the jobs would be gone to, everything would be scheduled, invoices would be billed, paid. And if they're not, there's systems in process that she helped me build to make sure everything does go that way. So that's one thing I'm super grateful for. It was like the hardest thing I did. I was making $500. I was probably making like $600 a week off of like retainers from my clients, and my assistant cost me $500 a week. And I was like, hardest thing was like spending everything I'm making for her assistant. And the first week I trained her, no increase. Second week, she was sort of on her own, sort of with me. It was honestly more of a headache, and I wanted to be like, never mind, screw this.
Yeah.
No, like increase in sales or anything. Third week, we tripled her business.
Wow.
So once I was able to pass so much stuff off of my desk onto her, I was able to triple my business in 7 days because I had so much time back to actually focus on the big job. So, and it was one of these things like that's what my business coach told me, but it was like I was willing to invest in myself and my business.
Yeah.
And then like now she's my COO, and she can the goal is for me as a business to be able to go on vacation for 30 days and not touch a phone and then come back. And not only is my business alive, but my business has increased in profit and revenue while I was gone.
Yeah.
Like that at that point, that's when I'm like, I have a business. If I can leave for 30 days and everything does better without me, that's a real business. Like I don't feel like I have a real business yet because it still needs my love and attention more than I really want to give to it.
Yeah.
But I have to until I get to that point.
Okay, so then in contrast to this is a fucking great yin and yang podcast here. In contrast to, so your assistants to me make sense where like they're almost like intricate pieces of the business to keep it moving forward. And I'll give you contrast to how we do it. So we basically have departments like social department, web department, video department, sales department. So each department has a team lead, which could be like my assistant, but they're not. We just call it something different. And the team lead is responsible for that department and making sure that department is running like a well-oiled machine, right? Yeah. And then like Smith, he's like overarching on all the departments. also with Vince, who's like my CEO, so that's Chief Operation Officer, just so you know. And so then that person will then go ahead and make sure that things are working properly. And she's literally like me. She's like my other half. So she's someone I can go to and I can talk to and I can rely on. And she just, I mean, literally like she went to the hospital and shit. I was like, girl, you need to stop working so hard, because I was pushing hella hard, and then she was pushing hella hard. And I love working with people that it's like, if you see how hard I'm pushing, I want you to push that hard too, because guess what? 2 + 2 = what? And then we can go even further, like, or 1 + 1 = 2. There you go. I'm dyslexic a little bit. So, you know, you could have more success with that shit. And that's where some people don't understand that, like, if you are someone that pushes hella hard and you're looking for an assistant, or you want to grow a department, and the other person isn't pushing equally as hard, and you have to remind that person anything, then instead of you running at 2 to 4x speed, you can only run at 1 to 1.5, maybe 2, because then you have to slow down to think about what is going on, what's happening, what's not happening, why is what's going on. And then you have to deal with the fact, it's not even a deal with, you have an opportunity to shine light on the fact that, like, okay, it's a boat with an anchor. That fucking anchor needs to be up. We can't go out to fucking sea without the anchor being up. So,
but I feel like, so our type is we're on the front of the boat paddling and it's still anchored. And that's what my assistant is like, stupid. Like, do you see the anchor? Like, let me just put that for you. And then boom, we can take off. So it's like, yeah, the assistant's there for me. Like, I go 1,000,000 miles an hour. I know when I hire assistant, I'm like, are you detail orientated? Because if you're not, I'm also not. Are you organized?
we're both fucked.
Like exactly. So it's like, I know my weaknesses, and I think that's why
Me too.
it allows me to get people in the right places, because I'm like, this is what I struggle with. I'm writing you a check to literally like fix my faults. Like, is this something that you think you are capable of doing?
Yeah, well, it's cool too that I think that, like, when you find someone, whether it's growing a department or you find an assistant, like, it's a symbiotic relationship. You know what I'm saying? You're saying, hey, me as an individual, I'm good at this shit. Okay, I'm not good at this shit. So if you're good at that shit and I'm good at this shit, we come together. Guess what? Now we can unstoppable. We can crush shit, and that's where I feel like, I mean, as long as people are clear about, like, expectations and clear about, like, where people are going, and there's not any, like, oh, you're not getting paid or some wishy-washy shit, then it's good. As long as, like, the person who is supposed to be, like, the one leading, then it's, like, all good. Because for me too, like, I don't even like to look at myself as like, yeah, sure, okay, cool, I'm a leader, I'm a CEO, I'm a boss, but there's something cliche about that shit. Like, I'm not the fucking person who's, like, behind the desk, like, you need to do your job, what are you doing? Like, I want to be in the front with the rope, which we talked about in our Zoom. Yep. And I want to push harder than anybody else. If I'm not pushing harder than you, and you don't see that I'm leading by example, and if I don't inspire you, then don't even work for me. Don't even work with me, because that's bullshit. Like, anyone that you're working for, that if that's someone you're working for now, leave that situation.
Yeah, that's the wrong company. And that's why, like, I always think, like, okay, if I sold my business, or if I decided to, like, shut it down and go get my own job, I was like, I don't know if I could find a company that, like, I believe in their values, and then not only believing in their values, having that, like, that owner, that front man that I'm like, oh no, you work hard. Like, I'm trying to work as hard as you every day. That would motivate me. But as, like, finding that, I feel like, mind you, I haven't had very many jobs. I worked at Home Depot. I was in the military for 7 years. Then I was a truck driver. I took over a warehouse. Like,
okay.
And then I started my own business. So it's like, at 30, I've only had 5 jobs ever. But it was like, I never felt like working for another company besides very few select people in the military.
Yeah.
I would say they ever worked harder than me.
Interesting. I'll tell you one thing. I don't think anyone would hire me. Like, I just don't think anyone would hire me. I'm fucking an interesting person, dude. And I'd be like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I'm taking my nap at 12. Like, I'm doing this and that. They'd be like, sorry, that doesn't work here.
Dude, you would be surprised how many interviews I do when we do hiring. And I'm just like, no, you can't nap every day from 12 to 12:30. Like,
sorry, that doesn't work here.
I see why you don't have a job. Like, maybe you should go start your own.
Hey, Jen and I do.
Yeah.
we
I used to take a nap at my old job.
Oh, really? Teaching?
Yeah.
No shit. Interesting.
Little kids go out to recess, little, like, 30-minute power nap. That's awesome.
Also,
Pause.
it unexpectedly quit.
Aw, well, we're still recording over here, and we still got this, so we got 2.
Okay.
So maybe just try to reboot and see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, oh well. I saw something in the glare over there. I was like, oh shit, I see something in the glare.
It literally just happened right
Yeah, no worries. It'll probably, whatever. Hey, we're an hour in,
All right.
and I'm pretty sure we could probably retrieve the first hour, and then after that, like we'll just start recording again when you can. And then we have this camera over here. We have the audio, whatever else, dude. We'll make this shit work. That's why it's like
This is the same. This happens for us. She'll be like, this just happened.
To be honest, this is the first time this has happened.
yeah, this is the first time ever.
We just built a brand new system for the brand new podcast.
Yeah.
So we're having a lot of problems. Like my Roadcaster literally sounded like voiceovers from like people who were like snitching. Like
What the fuck?
I was like an hour-long podcast and the whole audio is like, and you're just like,
Damn.
oh.
That sucks. Yeah, we have the task cam, so this is recording on, and then that camera is gonna get audio, but that's gonna be shitty audio. I could potentially have my DJ mic so I can have second backup there, and then the audio does get picked up with the OBIS, so that could have had three backup opportunities because anyone out there like starting a podcast, like you think it's easy, you think it's gonna be fun. It is fun and easy, not always.
Dude, we did like 10,000, and I think our podcast setup's like $200 for me to come out and just run everything for you.
Yeah.
And I still think we did like 5 to 10 grand last year in podcast setups, like nickel
Oh.
and diming small things, because it's like they're like, I bought everything, I plugged it all in, none of it works, and I'm like, okay, why? And I'm like, it's just so tricky. It's like, let me show up, see what equipment you have. I may send you a few things on Amazon that you need to buy, but that will like piece it all together so it works. Because every podcast, I've never been in a podcast room that's identical.
Yeah.
Like,
it's cool, and that's the thing that you can always just whatever you can imagine, you can come up with, and at the end of the day, like there is no right or wrong, and it is what it is. People have these aspirations to do something, and then they find out, oh shit, this isn't as easy as I thought. And I actually had an individual that I was going to help with his podcast by just default. I was just going to just help him out, and he came in, he liked it, whatever, and then just like what you leveraged, like the opportunities with mentorship, and then there's the people that you can grow with, and then there's people that hire you because they need a videographer, a media company. Well, this guy, he like top agent in the market, needs some help. GTR group, he has a GTR avatar. So we vied out over a podcast, and then we were going to work together. And I'm like, well, why don't you do your own podcast? Like you're on the radio AM. Are you kidding me, bro? And so turn that shit to a podcast, so then you can have more time. You don't have to worry about what you say. It can go a lot better for you. And it got all the way to the end, and it was like some bullshit about like me as a person and things that I say, like, what's up, fam? I don't know. That's a whole other story. I'm trying to get in drama right now. And so it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, like the podcast, I think is such a valuable tool, especially for someone out there who's working a 9 to 5 that wants to get into running their own business. Start a podcast first, even if it's something like what we do, Jen and I, for just international podcasts, is StreamYard. Super simple. I mean, StreamYard, you could use your cell phone, you could use your MacBook, and it's easy peasy, dude. You could do live editing in the fucking app, and it separates the audio and the video, and you could just boom, YouTube for your video, audio goes in a Buzzsprout, connect it to all the different hubs. You're off to the races, dude.
Yeah. Dude, but it's the ability, the done's better than perfect. I see so many people that literally spend $5,000 on gear, don't know how to hook it up. And I'm like, dude, what happened? We talked like a year ago about you starting your podcast. I know you bought all the stuff because I sent you the Amazon list. And they're like, yeah, it's sitting in boxes in the corner of the room that I paid someone $10,000 to make this awesome backdrop, blah, blah, blah. Like I built this whole room out for this podcast, and it's just sitting there collecting dust. And I was like, you're not coachable. Like you never, like that's an insult to me if someone ever says like, you're not coachable. Like I thrive myself on like being able to like take something, put it in the system, and then have like the company like change and evolve like in a timely manner.
Yeah,
like,
it's amazing. And then it makes you feel like, wow, like I just did a couple things and this turned into something so much bigger than I ever imagined. Like, congratulations, kudos to you. Like, let's go. And then you get to learn some shit from them. Like, oh, what did you do? How did you do this? How did you do that? That's freaking dope, dude. Congratulations. I want to have that in my podcast studio or whatever else. And so I love that way more than, sometimes when people just can't get out of their own way, you're like, all right, I can't even. And it's everywhere. In every industry.
Well, and that's what's great about a podcast too, because I feel like you can really get these vibes in person, where it's like maybe you thought they were a power partner, and then you look at how they do business or talk about their employees, and you're like, actually, I don't want to work with you. Like, thanks for the podcast. We'll get some content out of it, but like, maybe this wasn't as good as a fit as I thought it was going to be.
Sorry. See you later. Bye-bye. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Are we back on, Jen?
Yeah, we're good.
Let's go. You know what? I got to do one of these. Let's go. Dude, we were like, it's ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Just so you know, we were going so hard, bro. We broke the fucking software, dude. Like straight up.
Like we're overloading brains, we're overloading software.
It's like, damn, we can't keep up with this shit. But no, it's good. That's why I like having extra backups to just make sure that we're good. So when you're thinking about growing your company, like what is a vision for your company? When you think about like, okay, let's talk about drivers, right? So you think about what drives you and why you're doing what you're doing. Why do you do what you do with your company? Like, why are you doing like all the assistants, customers? Like, what's the goal here?
Well, I think like one thing, like I'm the oldest of, yeah, let me count. Yeah, 6.
Okay.
So I'm one of 7, oldest of them all. Like,
So you got some shit to show. Like you're like, all right, I'm the oldest. I'm going to show you what's up. What?
but I've like watched them all evolve, and I'm happy for them to evolve. So
Yeah.
same thing. I get to these businesses, and I was like, I've always been the one to like be there and help. And I was like, dude, why are you not marketing? Like, you're a great business. You have great core values. They have a team of 4 people. Like, you guys are all so close. Like, you guys are great, but like, you guys are struggling to eat at night. Like, we should not be on the ramen diet. Like,
Yeah.
when you own your business. So it's like, for me, it's like being able to come in and sort of like honestly change the lives of them. It was like, dude, we actually have like real lead generation. Like,
These are your siblings you're helping?
no, these are like our I look at them like I got it from my siblings, but I look at it as the businesses. It's like there's like you're like struggling for no reason. Like, you need lead gen. If you don't have lead gen, you don't have a business. Like, and it's like, yeah, we can pay for ads, we can do all of this, but I was like, let's build you a brand through social media that will generate you leads forever.
I love it. I love it.
And I was like, that's what really like pushes me, is like when they come back and they're like, dude, we've never had this many like qualified leads.
Wow. Dude, congratulations. And that's where I feel like finding a problem and showing up and serving, I mean, that's like legacy. You can have all the money you want in the world. You could talk to your fucking life insurance guy. He's going to tell you legacy's money, leave money for your kids, all that type of shit. Fuck that money. Show up for your kids, show up for others. Like, go out and daddy-daughter date, or, go out with your spouse, go have some fun and like show up, because people forget what you said and did, but they won't forget the way you made them feel. And that's straight legacy. You could have said something about like making $100 million or some shit, but you went straight into service first.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, bro.
Well, and I don't know, as I've made more money, like I grew up like one of 7. My parents, like my mom and my stepdad maybe made like 60 grand a year total combined with 7 kids. Like,
wow.
Not the lifestyle I live anymore by any means, but like I've busted my ass to get there. And it's to the point now where I've learned like, dude, money's just a tool to buy your time back. Like, if you have that mentality about everything, or a tool to reinvest and make more money, like, it makes you look at everything so much different. And that's like when I talk with people, I'm like, dude, the fact that I took your call is better than me just cash apping you $100. Like, the fact that I was able to like take your call, like, that's more valuable, that I'm willing to sit on the phone with you for an hour than just like send you money. Like, I know how to make money. We can make money. We can print money. If I wanted to work harder, we could scale faster. Like, there's so many things you could do, but it was like, it all goes back to the time. It's like, well, I just don't want to work that much.
Yeah.
Like, when I work hard.
Yeah.
And I work like fast and efficient, but it was like, I don't want to work. I mean, I did the 12-hour days every day, like over and over and over again. And I see it with like, especially in the blue collar business, I see these people like, oh, if I just bust my ass for the next 2 years, like, I can go to every dance recital for my kid. Like, what if your kid's not in dance in 2 years? Now you missed every single one. Like, there has to be a give and take. Don't give so much to the business. Like, yeah, put your time, your energy, your effort into it, but like, still prioritize things that like you may never get again.
All right, let's go deep in that, bro. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do a little fucking exercise, okay? So check it out. You're building your company. You want to go to the dance recital, and you want to be able to have more time back. All you got to do is keep it simple. Where you at with a Calendly? Where you at with your calendar? Where you at with video? And how are you automating the process? So you work with this gentleman right here, Daquota. I got you, right? He'll help you with the lead generation. He'll help you with doing everything you need with the media side and getting that built out in your brand. And then on the back side, sorry, we can't help you at Liftoff. We only work with licensed real estate professionals. Sorry. But if you're a licensed real estate professional, we could talk, or if you're in the industry. And then at the end of the day, on our side, like, what we like to do is just build everything around it. Like, where's the logo? Where's the website? Where's the lead pages? How are you driving people from social to the website to a lead page, where then you break down the process? Like, if you're going to be working with, say, a real estate professional, which we serve, it's like, okay, cool. Like, intake form. How far are you out? What's your budget? Are you pre-approved? Buyer guide. Okay, great. Here's going to be a map of the area that you potentially could look at. And before all that, they're going to have a video that's going to break it down and show you how all this shit works. And then you can track who goes to the website, who watches the video, who fills out the form. So you can be at your daughter's dance recital, getting booked appointments on your calendar for the next day, and you could just be working 4 hours a day, do your appointments, close your business, and you're back to your family, enjoying that time, and you're working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. And like I said, my goal is for business for me to be able to disappear for 30 days and it still be operational.
When are you going to do that?
Hopefully, I would say like 2-3 more years.
2-3 more years?
So my real strategy is I want to sell in like 10. So it's like my dad
Okay.
should retire in like 7 to 10.
Okay.
So I was like, when he retires is when I want to sell my business. And
Hey, Sequoia, when do you think that he actually can do that? Leave for 30 days and it's good. Women-
it right now. I could do it right now. Just
Women are a little bit more like realistic. You think sooner or later, or is he on point?
I think he's on point.
He's on point, 2 to 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think 2 to 3 years?
There's just system and processes, and so like we've only onboarded, we'll say like 150 customers ever.
Okay.
50% of them are still our clients. So it's like,
Congratulations, let's go.
but you need to overload things.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my business coaches, she's like, leave for a week. She's like, you'll come back and you'll know where every hole is because it's going to catch on fire and it's going to burn the whole time you come while you're gone. Like we use it's called Monday.com, and it's like our like
I've used
CRM
it.
sort of like tracker for all of our jobs. Like I didn't touch it for a week. Well, guess what? I came back and it wasn't touched for a week. I was like, oh, there's a hole here. Whose responsibility is this if I'm not here? No, it's hers. Like,
Yeah.
so,
You're going to be ops? You're going to be ops, like operations, like back end?
Kind of.
yeah.
Kind of? Okay.
So one of her tasks is like, okay, look at the calendar of all the jobs that we have for the week and then put them in the tracker for the editors. Because Videographer goes out and records, goes into the Google Drive, and now it's just sitting in a need to assign folder. We don't know who to assign it to, nor do we know what editors have. Like, we don't want to be like, this guy has 12 weeks of editing. Let's throw more on him. When
Yeah.
someone over here is like, I'm starving, bro. I can't pay my bills. Like, please give me some work. So depending on the editing style, sometimes it does get backed up a little bit, but like, and the same thing is like, hey, you're backed up. I'm going to take this job from you, move it to him because he can edit that because you really specialize in real estate videos and we have so many. And like, that's what we're sending you right now. Sorry.
Interesting. Okay. So systems process. All right.
But yeah, overload it and see what breaks. Like
Yeah.
today, or like, let's say tomorrow I go close 3 clients. I will see how great my onboarding system or how great it's not because we've never onboarded 3 clients in 24 hours. So it's like, there's certain things where it's like, but who's to say I go on vacation? I've worked so much of these networking and built so many of these relationships that the first day I go on vacation, it's very possible we have 3 people on board. Like I've put in so much like effort and we have like everything's set for these accounts to close. We're just waiting for XYZ. There's just one little dilemma we haven't closed. But it's like, could my team by themselves onboard 3 people? And then on the back end, could we schedule these 3 people?
Yep.
Can my videographers figure it out? Can my editors get the style right fast enough?
Yeah.
You have to overload your system. And that's why I say I need 3 years is because like I need to just see what breaks. Like,
Yeah, we just did that with Liftoff Agent. We just did that because I was up in Oregon with my partner. We were gone for a little bit, and we had 2 of our team members come from the Philippines. We got their 10-year visa, so they got to come here. They got to go to Oregon. They got to go to California because my partner's in Oregon. I'm here, and then we're both from California. And then the one, shout out Cha, she's a team lead for our web department, and so her aunt's there. And then it was Cha and Fitz. It was supposed to be Bernadette. Those are the 3 that was the longest, but Bernadette can get her 10-year. Next time, Bernadette. And so we basically overloaded the system with, I think we closed like 8 to 10 agents. And then when that happened, it was like, oh shit, like, okay.
we're all here.
Yeah. And so basically I wasn't available, like Smith wasn't really available, and then Cha wasn't really available. So one of our snag points is like, how, because it's like 30 days until we go live, like we lift off, we live. And so when the website goes live and the reoccurring starts, and we don't charge reoccurring until that point, we just do the startup costs. And so it's like, that's valuable income we're losing because we're not charging monthly. Right. And if I was to take off 30 days, we got no sales coming in.
Yep.
And that's where Jen comes in. So then she can be able to facilitate and close. And our goal is 20. So if you're a licensed real estate professional, you want to help us hit our goal, we want 20 strategy calls a week. And no obligation, I promise. And so, and then 5 closings a week. And then we want to do 20 a month. That's the goal. And so we'll get there. And then I want to be about a year to year and a half where like the company 100% run itself. Like that's where I'm at as far as, so that's why I was planting seeds with you with this, we'll say TV show. We'll talk about that a little bit later, end of the show, that I'm manifesting that I think could be a lot of fun, where then we can just go deeper into like conversations like this. I think are very valuable as well, because this is like a live call, but recorded as a experience. I'm not even going to call this a podcast, where then people could really be like, whoa, okay, I'm hearing from two people that are like, seems like very similar as far as
So much of what we do, like how you're like, we have 30 days. Well, our subscription doesn't start until we post. So I have to record videos, edit videos, get them approved
shit.
by you. And then if we post on the 5th, now your bill cycle's on the 5th. So it's like, that was a choke point I had. It was taking us 30 days to get posting. And I'm like, dude, why am I bleeding money in the bank account empty? And it was like, it shouldn't take us 30 days to get posting. Like, I want to be posting within like 72 hours from when we record.
damn. And you hitting that now?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Her eyes got all big. She's like, oh, we're not there.
Almost.
We're probably at a week. If we record today, in a week, we'd have all your stuff, all your logins.
Yeah.
But it was like, and then we realized, I was like, what's the choke point? Why are we not posting? And they're like, we can't get logged in fast enough. And I was like, okay, well, then our onboarding is a problem, that we're not like, we'll take your money, but we're not taking your logins to get logged in to actually post on your social media. And then it was like, well, John has it. We get a hold of John after a week, and like, John's like, no, I've never had these. Talk to Sally. Well, Sally quit 2 years ago. Like, it's this like whole workaround. So it's like, that's something that we had to like, it's in our discovery calls now. It's not even on our onboarding. It's like, we need to know, could you get me logins today?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my wife made all the accounts. Cool. Would I be able to get on a phone call with her tonight when the kids go down or whatever to get all logged in? Because now we have like the 2-factor authentication and this, and it's hooked to her phone, blah, blah, blah. Like, so there were so many problems that I was like, overload your system and see what breaks. And
Are you manually signing in order to post, or do you use a software?
no, we manually sign in.
So check out Sendable.
Okay.
Sendable might be something that you want to use, because you could do everything from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, short form, long form stories. So I'm just saying, like, I don't
For
know.
posting, that would be great, but because we're a lead generation company, we're building interactions. So I'm following your ideal customers, and I'm starting. We're setters. So I'm like, hey, I talked with these 12 agents today. 3 of them actually want to have a call, and I sent them your Calendly link.
Interesting.
2 of them are interested in a call, but they have a real question, and I'm not your closer, and I don't know your stuff, so I need you to go answer them, because like that's above what you pay me. Like,
Interesting. Okay.
So that's what sets us a different, like, yeah, we have, there's a whole bunch of things that we'll post everywhere for you, but
That's
it was
dope.
like,
That's
was
dope.
it posted right? Was it geolocated right? And then it's the interaction. Like, did you
Yeah.
build interaction with ideal customers that want to book a call? If the answer is no, then like,
Interesting.
we messed up and we're not doing what we charge.
So what you're talking is what Jen does, and then we have Gia behind the scenes that helps with her account. And so we do that. It's funny that that you're just talking about that, and so that helps with building interactions and being able to do what we do. But that's
no
very,
one likes a cold call.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? They're like, oh, dude, we talked. Like, it should feel like where they know you so much. Like, oh my God, I saw you and your kids. Your trip to Thailand was great. I love Thailand. I actually went to the same spot. Like, so they open up like that with you. And it's like, dude, it's so much easier as a salesperson to close a deal when they're that comfortable with you and they
Yeah.
feel like they know you. And it's like, you've never met them. I probably didn't even read through the like messages and the DMs before I even
Yeah.
jumped on the call, but they feel that comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to close the deal, is if they feel comfortable or not.
Yeah. Shout out. I love that. That's huge. I think that's huge if you're like going through the process of like what you're talking about. Like with real estate professionals, what we do is, because Jen, like, that's exactly what she wants to do. She wants to build the relationships, get to a point where then it's like, all right, it's a no brainer. Like, yeah, like I'll definitely set up a strategy call. It takes a while in that cycle. And one thing that I like to do as a hack is like, hey, like if we have someone that this person A already knows this person B, and they already built the know, like, and trust, and A isn't a customer, but B is a customer. And then it's like, oh, hey, customer or potential prospect, potential customer, hey, customer A or prospect, this person B is doing the things that you want to do at a higher level and scale, and you already know them. We can fill those holes in the calendar. We should talk.
That's my favorite. I have like pictures of, I work with like Bradley, Sean Whalen, Andy Elliott, like, all these big names. And we're like, oh, dude, I love XYZ. He's my favorite person. I'm like, oh, dude, actually, I've worked with him. Here's a video of me standing next to him, holding my camera, talking about like how we just recorded at an event or something.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yep.
so you could have your idol's videographer that most of them have their own team. They're paying $300,000 a year for that in-house team. But I'm like, they subcontract me when they're overbooked. Like, you could have the same guy they have. I know their style. I've helped them. Like, I've been around them. And what's great about being around some of these people too is you learn so much. Like, you learn so much. Like the conversations in the green room with all of the speakers. Like, dude, I've watched multi-million-dollar deals, and like businesses start from back there where they're like, oh, actually, you were talking about this. So was he. 2 powerhouses come together and are like, dude, let's drop 15 million and launch this tomorrow.
Damn.
You go half, I go half. And I was like, I just didn't want to pull the trigger by myself. So it's like the conversations in some of these green rooms are so big. Like, how do you get in there?
Wow, dude, that's freaking awesome. It's funny. We actually we went to the Ford event in Vegas last year, and I brought and shout out Jacob. He was one of the first episodes that we did with this, and he was behind the scenes helping with the production. That motherfucker, dude, I swear to God, he would get behind the scenes, dude. He would just like wiggle his way back there because he has a damn camera.
I've done it in concerts. I've gotten on stage on concerts just by showing up with a $20,000 camera rig. No pass, no ticket.
Let's go.
Just show up and be like, oh, hey, like I'm supposed to go record this. And they just open the gate and let you in. And you're like, no, that did not just work. Also, who needs my ticket? Because I didn't need it, guys.
Dude, you know what? Like, I have to say, when you own the fucking room, bro, it makes a huge difference. When your head's up high, you're dressed the part, you got a camera. Like, dude, you can get it. Like, I've had a lot of events that I went to too, where either I got on stage, people thought I was a keynote or some shit, or it was like my event. I'm like, no, this is not. I'm just a spectator here. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's so interesting because people don't know what they don't know, you know. And there's so much shit going on. So if you look legit, and you got that $20,000 on camera.
Yeah,
go ahead. That's sick.
Well, and I love events. So to me, events is a whole nother strategy. So what I would do is be like, hey, there's an event I want to go to. Here's like the 10 speakers. I'm going to DM every single one of them and see if any of them, like maybe their videographers can't come that week.
Ooh.
And I'm like, hey, do you need a videographer? And they're like, oh, actually I do. Like, what are we looking at? I was like, just get me a media pass. Like, you give me a media pass, I can go to every room. I can talk to every single person I want.
Let's
and then I'm
go.
on stage with you. Like, yeah, I'll record it all for free. You have an editor, so it's just my time at that point. Like, why would I not?
Damn, bro, you're giving me ideas over here. Dude.
But that's how I started getting on these stages with people. It was like I would
Yeah.
go find the smallest opening speaker and be like, let me be your videographer for the day.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't know. Like, I'm really not getting paid to speak at this. So I'm not asking for any money. Like, I just want to be there at that event, and I can go buy a VIP ticket for $2,000 or whatever, or I could just work for you for 2 hours, your time on stage.
Yeah.
You get awesome content. We build that relationship. Maybe you turn into a client, or you send me some of your friends that are clients. And we've gotten a lot of clients like that. But it's like, it's that give first mentality. Give first, expect nothing in return. Like, and on the back end, like, they gave me so much in return. They got me a media pass. So now I'm at a 3-day, 4-day event with a media pass that I can go whatever. I hang out in the green room, and then half the time I book other speakers.
You're saving thousands.
Yeah. Well,
What, it's like-
at the end, I end up making money because
Yeah.
they're like, dude, my videographer just canceled on me. I'm like, dude, it's $1,000. I got you.
Dude, that's
And they're
freaking
like,
huge,
you want
bro.
card or cash? I'm like, whatever we take every form of payment. Like,
Dude, that's huge. And I just want to like love you listeners out there. You can reverse engineer this where if you just bring a videographer with you to any event, I've done this a lot of times, people will automatically be like, who is that person?
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to want to talk to you. It steps up your awareness for anyone else. And then you turn into potentially the, hey, I'm just one of the speakers. Hint, hint, not really. And then, hey, like people want to ask you questions. Or then when you go up to people, like I'll go to like the last year event when I did the Ford event in Vegas is Neil Holmes, and he does a bunch of the real estate side. I just go up to people and just ask them questions and interview them randomly. And they're just like, and they're so receptive to it. And then afterwards, it brings their guard down. And then you can start asking other questions and finding out other things and just seeing where potentially the rubber meets the road.
well, you look at it from like the psychology. They paid to go there and listen to people. All of the people they paid to listen to, or most of them, have a camera crew following them.
Yep.
So if you immediately have a camera crew following you, they put you on the same pedestal next to their person that they just paid X amount of dollars to listen to.
Yes.
Like, you immediately have that, I'm the subject matter expert because I have a camera crew. Not saying it's right by any means,
So
but
simple.
the perception's everything. And that's the perception that you give off is you have a camera crew. You're better than the 8,000 other people sitting in that room because you have a camera crew with you.
Yes.
Like, who are you?
Yes.
Like, the only other people with camera crews are on stages. I don't even know if you're on, like, are you talking today? I don't know, but like,
Yes.
it pushes that I want to find out.
Yes, I love that. I love this. And these are just practical things anyone could do, especially too if you can't afford, someone. Like it's not hard to basically just get like a family member to go with you, a relative to go with you, coworker, colleague, whatever, and like just go together, have some fun. And even if it's like an iPhone with a tripod and a mic, you know what I'm saying? Just to
Done's better than perfect.
Exactly.
And then it also drives me crazy because all these businesses are like, I don't have content. You're like, didn't you just go to a 3-day conference and you don't have content? Like, you couldn't pull even if you couldn't bring someone with you, phone, tripod, mics, click record, step back and be like,
I
hey,
love
I'm
that.
here with so today. We were just talking, we had a little pre-conversation about lead generation, and he had this awesome idea about how he generated leads from going to conferences. Tell me about it.
Dude.
Boom, 5-minute segment, like, and then it just puts you, even that would make that connection so much stronger.
Yeah.
Right there with that person.
Yeah. Yeah. Jen and I are talking about this right now because we're doing an expo. Talked about it before we got on the air. And I'm like, hey, like I want to have, and you know what? Like, I'm just going to drop it right now. We have an opportunity. We should talk about this. So I hit up a different media company and they were supposed to get back to me, and just, I'm not gonna drop any names, but if you don't get back to me within an hour or the same day, like, I'm sorry, this ain't gonna work. And so basically,
Running shoes are on, we're moving.
Yeah,
You're
moving
with us
on.
or you're not.
Moving on. So, so it's basically 10 by 20 on the booth. How much is it, Jen? It's like 800?
Yeah, it's gonna be, let me see, about 415 each.
415 a
830.
piece. And we're thinking like we want to have a media company there so someone can do like headshots as a way for lead generation. And then I need someone to film me as I'm running around and like doing my thing and like either interviewing agents, getting their feedback about the event, doing short form content that we could use for our social media. And then Jen's going to help with the booth. My wife's going to be there with T. And so we're looking for a media company right now that wants to partner with us on this. And then I can even potentially talk about budgeting for Liftoff agent to be able to pay for the short form content and whatnot that I'll be needing and I'll be wanting to get done, which could be even a lead in to see like how you guys operate, how you work and what have you. Here's a prime example. We're doing business right now. And
Who would
so
have thought business was from a podcast?
who would have thought, man? Making sure your hour and whatever is worth your time. But yeah, so if you guys want to collaborate on this, we could either, collaborate on the booth. It's 10 by 20. So you could have a section in the booth. We could have a section in the booth. You could do the headshots. I mean, they are realtors. I know it's not your demographic. But there's an opportunity there if it makes sense. If not, we'd always go to the smaller booth and then maybe you guys just come out and then maybe, we could potentially still do the headshots. I'm just thinking more so just like, because if we do like, technically we do like the thumbnail, the copy, the editing on the highest tier, no filming. Middle tier, we'll do the thumbnail, write the copy, we'll do the posting, but we won't do editing and we won't do the actual filming. So that's where we like to partner with media companies because then you guys can go get the living in, moving to. So if someone wants to get like area of Phoenix and they want to talk about schools and parks and restaurants and all the things, then cool. Then you get all that content filmed. And then you can do the editing. We can produce it, like or get it out there, and then and disseminate it. And then on the website, we feed everything in automatically. So like the social post gets fed in automatically, the video gets fed in automatically, and all the other things. So after the show, I'm planting seeds right now. If you're interested, we can talk shop, and
sure.
let's see what we can do and what we can make happen. And then there's supposed to be 300 people at this expo next week.
Where's that
So
here?
it's in Phoenix. It's on the 11th. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Glendale.
Glendale.
Oh, even better.
Closer to you.
Yeah.
Now I'm driving a fucking hour.
Got him. Yeah, we could, and see that's what drives me crazy. Like, okay, it cost me $400. Honestly, probably cost me $1,000 because I got to pay the photographer all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we get 300 not ideal customers, but honestly, just 300 people that could generate leads for us.
Yeah.
Real estate agents love to talk and they know
Yes.
everyone under the sun.
Yes.
Like, that's more valuable. And I feel like people miss that is like, yeah, is it am I going to see instant return? Absolutely not. But like, does it really matter if I'm planting seeds and I can hand out 300 business cards to people who talk for a living? Like, we love our real estate agents. We don't really like them as clients because it normally doesn't work out the best, but we still have a few. But the amount of leads I get from real estate agents is like never ending.
See, and that's where I told Jen yesterday. I said, I don't want to like, or it was 2 days ago, whatever it was. I don't want to like, I don't want to pin people. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I talked to this media company, talked to that media company, and then try to be like, oh, well, this company said this price and that company said this price, and then try to, I don't like that shit. But if you're not going to get back to me in the same day situation, then it's like, okay, cool. You were on the podcast. This came up. It was organic. And even if they do reach back, this is a cliff note for y'all out there as far as business owners, like early bird gets the fucking worm.
to
So
lead.
yeah, speeds the lead, exactly. And so then if they do come back even today, like, hey, we're interested in talking more, like, hey, watch the podcast with Daquota, who already explained himself all the opportunities about the fucking realtors that could be met there and yada, 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 yada. So I like that. And that's where I feel like this is a good practical action step for everyone who's in the room and also who's watching to be able to see how business can happen just like that and opportunities because, we're just in alignment. Like, this makes sense. Let's go. Let's see what can come out of it. And who knows how much business you can get from it.
Well, and it goes back to giving first. Like,
Yeah.
If you're like, dude, we have a booth, we need a photographer for headshots. We're gonna have like maybe 300 people there. Be like, yeah, dude, I'll send one of my guys. They're on payroll. Like, why would I not send them?
Yeah.
They go out there, pass out some business cards, build some connections. Hopefully, in a perfect world, we get a return and we close 10, 15 deals. Is that going to happen? Probably not.
Yeah.
But like maybe we close one.
Yeah.
Maybe we close none. Like it's still, you know how many events I do that we close nothing?
Yeah. We've done the same.
0 lead gen, nothing. Like,
But you get content, right?
yeah, we get content. It wasn't a waste of time. Like our face was out there.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't the return we wanted. Like that's marketing. Like marketing, people are like, do you gamble? I'm like, no, I spend it all on like paid ads and marketing. Like it's the same thing, but I'm gambling on myself.
100%. And that's where too, I think that then even, us being able to say, hey, like, well, hey, let's talk about either editing and or filming. What does the price look like? The guy's going to be there anyways, taking the headshots. Then, if there's another person, could they run around with me? I don't know. If it's just the one person, maybe we allocate like an hour or 2 hours, getting some quick content with me, and then back to doing the headshots, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Yeah. There's so many ways to finesse it.
Yeah.
That's what I love with being B2B too. It's like, what do you need? Cool, I can help you.
Yeah.
Like the other day I did for one of my DJ buddies, he threw this big event. He was like, dude, I have someone like recording everything like stage time.
Yeah.
But like I just need like hype reels and social media content. I was like, dude, I'll be there with one of my guys. And I was like, I don't want to work. I'm gonna have a drink and hang out at your event. Like I'll have him there working. And we were able to like hang out, and I had like 4 or 5 like really good business connections. And he's like, hey, what do I owe you? I was like, dude, you sent me 100 weddings last year.
Wow.
Like you really like, what am I? Dude, you owe me $300 for my guy for the day. You sent me 100 wedding leads, and I probably closed like 20, 25 of them.
See, that's awesome, man. What comes around goes around. You know what I'm saying? Like at Liftoff, what we do is we do a referral partnership program. So like we do like 10% off. So if like say like you send us a referral, okay, cool, meet the agent, strategy call, it's going to be free. And then we give them 10% off on the development fees, and then it's 7% back. So first 3 referrals, boom, we send you 7% of whatever they buy on the startup costs. After the first 3, boom, we take you to 14. And then you want to be an ambassador, you can get 20% of the startup costs just by sending us referrals. And we do that with our agents. And the next thing you know, they're getting like free services. Some of our coaches are their wives are buying pots and pans and shit and like all this type of stuff. They're hella happy. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, they're making more money off of
getting
people here. That's how some of my my DJs are making like $1,000. I pay them $500 commission. So it's like you went from making $1,000 for the night to $1,500 by just asking the bride, "Hey, do you need video?"
Yeah.
Let alone if they sell me video and photo, it's $1,000 commission. And they're like, "Dude, I doubled what you made in that night by you asking one question." I feel like in the wedding industry, I dominate because I write fat commission checks. Like,
wow,
you're a wedding planner, day of coordinator, or whatever, and you made $250. Like my commission is twice what you made, and you worked all day. Like just send that. Like you don't even have to sell it. You just have to be like, "I really like this guy. He's cool."
Yeah.
Give him a call. Let me sell it. Like,
wow. I love that. Yeah. Weddings definitely, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities with that for sure. Is that such a big piece of your business too?
It's probably a third.
Yeah. So what makes up your business if you would say like client types?
Subscription blue collar. That's where like the reoccurring revenue is.
Yeah.
We're in Arizona. No one gets married in 115. I actually won't even take your wedding in the summer because I'm like, I don't want to be out there. So why am I going to send one of my guys?
Yeah, my friend just went to one. And he was like, "Oh, it was way too hot."
Yeah. Be like, maybe if it's completely indoor in a church, we may take you as a client. But like we shut down for summer for weddings because I don't want to do it, nor do I want to send my guys to do it.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. So blue collar, okay, that's awesome. Because anyone who's viewing and listening, I mean, Dakota's links are going to be down below. You can definitely like, follow, connect with him, and of course, even hire the media company. And that's what I like about this type of environment is because we can open up the hood. I'm going to use car analogy, that car guy. So open up the hood and like look at the engine, look at the components, understand the situation, understand what you're going through, and understand like who you are as a person. Because we're doing business with people that we know, like, and trust. And it makes a big difference when you can go deeper with that and then be like, wow, like he's a really cool dude. Like I don't need his services, but I'm going to send someone to him because of this, that, and the other thing. And I really resonated with whatever. Or someone could be listening and being like, hey, like I want to help him scale. Or, hey, can I join your team? I do video.
All of our hires have been through social media. All my best hires have been through social media too. Like we've had some that like were all right, like referrals, but it was like, hey, I'm looking for a videographer. Like, I think I did one post on Facebook for an Arizona videographer page. We had like 750 people. And then Daniel, my number one, like all-star videographer, we got from that page. He's like the third person who's like, yeah, I'll pull up on a job right now. Like, you want me to bring my camera equipment? I was like, no, you use mine. Like,
Wow.
he pulled up, knocked it out of the park. I was like, cool, you got a job. Like,
That's sick.
we're starting you at like, he'll make a lot of money. He'll make a lot of money this year, but like,
Wow.
he works for it. It's like, he earned everything that we pay him, but like you find these people and it's like, you're going to find some bad ones. It is what it is, but using social media, like that is the best way to hire in
I love that.
my
And
experience.
the cool thing too, like we talked about earlier, like if that's you, then you just do the video and you just get that work done and you do a very good job of it and you stay consistent with it. And then you don't have to look at like Monday.com and all the SOPs and the KPIs and the levers and what's working and what's not. Like that's your all's headache. You know what I'm saying? But then if you're out there, you just want to do the video side, you keep it simple, you do the video side and you're good to go. And video's where it's at, man. Like
And my biggest power partners are other videographers.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like, hey, dude, I just booked this guy for $30,000 for his whole event.
Oh shit.
I don't have the camera gear and I don't have the manpower. I'm like, cool. You're pretty much just going to sign that contract to me. Now he has a contract with me. I'm going to give you a $5,000 finder fee commission. Plus I'm going to pay you $100 a day to actually go man one of these cameras. Cause like you're damn sure on the team. You close the deal.
Win, win, win.
You brought me the present with the bow on it. Like you just let me open the bow. Like, yeah. So most
Love
of my
that.
power partners are literally like SEO companies and other videographers that just get, I don't want to say in over their head. It's like they just have a good contact or a good connection. And they're like, hey, I have this job. I just can't fulfill it. Like I'm a solopreneur.
It's failing forward. We talked about it earlier. It's like, it's okay if you get a big job like that. And that person's smart for looking at contacts and opportunities to work with you and your media company and to go in that direction. And now the customer's happy. That
Yeah,
person
it's a
got
win for
their-
everybody.
It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of logistical stuff too in the back end. Like when you don't know what you don't know, that's one thing came up with this whole remodel upstairs. The guy, he's amazing, dude. We've done 8 flips with him. But the problem is he's good with like painting and he's good with his hands and he's not really a good foreman and he's not good with communication and he's not good with organizing process. And that's my thing. And so I could have used my own guys because I had a guy for every single piece of the puzzle from floors to drywall to paint, which is the guy who said I could do the whole job. Right. But then I had a heart to heart with him yesterday. I'm saying, dude, like the plans were done, bro. And the shower pan was 36 by 36. Now it's 38 by 38. Like the framers did that shit before. Like you saw the plan, you saw the pan, everything else. And now today he's up there trying to fix this issue, then making it mine and making me pay for it. And stuff like that, where it's like the ego gets in the way. And if you could just like say, I don't know something, it's okay. It's better to say I don't know something and just like, and come from a place of like, I want to learn, I want to grow so I can know this shit. So then I can maybe help someone else that doesn't know. It makes a big difference because honestly, I wasn't gonna fire him, but like, I like the dude and I'm like, dude, come on, man. And like, he did the front door too, which is a little crazy because we added that in and we're going to do this thing too over here to do this like French door, but nor here nor there. It's like, you know, you just got to know your strong suits, man. Like you talked about earlier.
Well, and just own what you don't know. Like there's nothing wrong. If the customer's going to fire you, they're going to fire you regardless. You being like, hey, I don't know this is the problem. Like, I'm going to go find a solution. I have power partners. I have people to lean on or something. But, like, it goes back to one, you have to have a good network where it's like, hey, dude, I'm the painter. I got my job over my head. Can you come help me? Like, but, like, just own what you don't know. Like, we mess up as a company. Not a lot, but there's times we've dropped the ball. Like, and I own it every single time. Like, yeah, we messed up. I don't know why this wasn't edited. We recorded a month ago. Like,
damn,
there's nothing I can do about it. But like, what do you want me to do about it? And it's like half the time the customers are like, I don't even want my money back. I just want the video. I'm like, dude, I'll front load it. We'll have it. I'll personally go edit for you right now. Yeah. Which normally I'm just gonna like call my editor and be like, hey, this needs to be done right now. But I was like, I'm driving, but like, I will personally make sure you have this by the end of the night. And they're like, oh, dude, that's all I needed. If you could do that for me, we're totally cool. And I was like, so it's like you could put a fire out just by asking like, we dropped the ball. I'm owning our shit that we messed up. What can I do to make it right? Yep. And I've literally never had a customer be like, oh, just give me my money back. Yeah. Never had that said once. Yeah. I was like, that's crazy.
I'm right there with you too. And I put a lot of fires as well. And it's like, just go beyond and above, be super transparent, honest, and tell them what's going on. And then they understand and it's totally fine. And typically too, like, you know, if it's like a monthly billing thing for a Liftoff, we just say, hey, we'll post your bill out for 2 weeks. We'll get everything done. And, you know, we try to be as proactive as possible, especially if we're getting behind on time schedules and just like let them know like, hey, we're going to pause your billing. We're behind by 2 weeks. And usually they're pretty cool about it. And it's like, no big deal, which is nice.
And yeah, with the subscription stuff, like we've had some where it's like, hey, dude, like you did give us 4 dates to record this week and we just can't do any of them. We're just slammed with events or weddings or whatever. Like we're going to be a little bit behind, but like we can adjust it financially where it's you're still winning. We're not screwing you over or anything. And that's one reason like we don't start billing until we start posting.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you're paying for a full service, service,
You're not getting
it until the day I start posting and I start the interaction. So why would I bill you when
Yeah.
it takes a week sometimes to actually have the videos like recorded, edited, and posted, like ready to post?
Yeah, for sure. So I got a question about, like you said earlier about personal development. I'd love to get a little bit into like the personal development side. Like, how do you implement personal development within your team and staff and support them in that arena?
So PPFs, I stole it from Natalie Dawson. So it's
Really?
like personal, professional, and financial goals. So
Okay.
as a business owner and like leading from the front, you need to know every one of your employees' personal, professional, and financial goals, or the managers that oversee them. That would be your responsibility, and that manager should trickle down for their people.
Okay.
But like if you're trying to motivate someone, and I've hired and fired off of this too. I was like, hey, you're 18. What's your goal? And they're like, oh, dude, I want to buy this like $20,000 Camaro or whatever.
Yeah.
Totally cool. For you to get that and get out of your beater, we need you doing 20 hours of recording and 10 hours of editing a week, blah, blah. Like we build it all out. And I was like, now this is your goal. Like you came up with this. I helped you plan it out and strategize and put it on paper so it can actually happen. But if you won't do that goal for yourself, my goal is to do 2 million this year. So how am I going to do 2 million if you can't work hard enough just to get the car that you want? Like, so I hold them accountable for these personal, professional, and financial goals, because if they're not going to push for themselves, they're not going to push for you, and they're not right for the company.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. No, that's good. That's good.
And you get to see what really motivates them too when they're like, dude, like some of my like overseas people, they're like, oh, dude, like one of them, he was like, my sister's going to school, so like I'm struggling to pay for her schooling and our housing, blah blah blah. And I was like, how much do you need to make? And he's like, $300 a week. I was like, I will send you $500 a week of work starting tomorrow. Like, but these are our standards, and I need it done in a time. Like, you're gonna work for it. I'm not just giving it to you, but having that, knowing that he needs to make that every single week, and that's like what he needs to live his life to the fullest. Like he's my best and one of my only overseas people I still have, because we sort of had that like bond there of like, I found you in a really low place. I helped you achieve everything that you were trying to do. His sister has now like graduated college and stuff. Like,
let's go.
So like we were able to make these were her personal goals, is to help his sister graduate college. As a business, if I'm able to come in there and do it, like that's why that guy will work for me forever. Like he's not someone could, I'll pay you more. He's like, no, I'm happy where I'm at.
That's
like this
awesome.
guy will take care of me, and he knows that because I've done it. Like actions speak louder than words. I've been there. Like, so building that connection goes so far with your employees.
That's huge. And it's also transparent too for anyone out there who wants to run a business. It's like, you need to know also what you want for yourself. And once you are clear about what you want, then it's easier to give other people what they want and be able to co-create. And that is huge. And so that's where I feel like if you're with someone out there who's, trying to lead, but they're not clear, then that's something to take in consideration. Or you don't know specifically what you want, then it's hard to be motivated. Because also, it's not always about money too. And it could just be like experience, which money can help you with, right? Whether it's buying your first house or traveling the world or remodeling your house or whatever it is, all that ties in with that process. And so that's where like my partner doesn't care about money. That's not his thing. And so it's like plus and minus with that. So I'm like, okay, well, you want to do this and that with your house. So, okay, great. So if you want to do this and that with your house, and like, let's talk about what's next. And that's one of the hard conversations we have as a team or partners with Liftoff agents. Like, hey, I want to make more, right? And he's kind of like, well, and then going back and forth on that, so we can both be like, all right, on the same page. This is what we're gonna do. And then we had that conversation like last week, which was nice. But
the pluses and minuses of having business partners. Like I'm in a lot of coaching, and some of them have business partners that don't even show up to the coaching program.
Oh, that's hard.
It's like you have one person who's trying to develop and sort of build this like Roman empire, and you have the other person just like chilling. Like, dude, I make $100,000 a year. I'm happy. I live the life I want. I'm happy right here. And I was like, that's one reason I'll never have a business partner, because I'm like, no, like world domination, like we can go farther, harder, deeper, like bigger. And it's like, no, we're good. Like I'm happy and content. And I was like,
interesting.
It may just be my personality, but I was like, I'm never content. Like I always want more.
Yeah, neither am I. And I think that's not so much just because it's like ego driven or because you just like want to flash or whatever. I just like to show up. and then it's just like there's so much to achieve in life, and so like why not try to like get that private jet? Why not try to travel to Bali? Why not try to drive that car or have that house or have those experiences and then share it with others? Because there's something about that just makes it like so much more like just I don't know, like the car's cool, but sharing it is cooler. You know, when you first got it, it's like, okay, that's cool. And then you share it and it's even better. I think that the tough part is for me over the years, scaling and growing is like knowing how to serve someone and support them. And then like understanding like where they want to go, like you said, and then like you line that out, but then they just, I don't know what it is. It's either self-limiting beliefs, the homeless look back, or they're just, I don't know what it is, but.
Well, that's what's the power of like the PPS is you make them write it out. Because like if they're like, professionally I want to be like a manager or like move up, so it's like one, you know, hey, I need to scale. This is a really really good employee, I like them, they're great at what they do want to move up in the company, and that's one of their professional goals, not just to make more money but to take more responsibility on. Like, is your company growing fast enough where you would ever even have that position open for them? And it's like it makes you sort of look back of like, this is why I'm losing good people, is because my company's not set up for them to like grow. How do I rework my company where like they could make more money or they could get a higher position, or what does that look like? Like some people, you always have that one guy that's like, oh man, I have to train you. I hate my life. I hate my job. And like, that's the guy you would do train. And I was like, why? When you talk, and then you talk to another person, I would love being able to train someone. And I was like, that would just make my day way better at work if I got to train someone who does like, I'm not paid more than them or anything like that, but it's like, you don't know that unless you ask. And that's like the power of the personal, professional, and financial goals is like, you get to really see who they are and what makes them tick and where they're trying to go, and hold them accountable for it. That's my biggest thing, is that you can hold them accountable. Like, dude, like you're giving me subpar work and you're not showing up and you're late, but you told me last week that you wanted to be a manager. Does your manager do that? Like, and if he does, please tell me, because then I got to go out and talk with him. Like, but like, are you setting the standards for that position that you want?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no. I'm like, okay, well, let's fix that. And then if it happens again, I'm like, dude, you're just not a right fit. Like, you're not willing to like look at yourself to be the person you want to be for the job you want. Like, you're not going to make the company, you're not going to stand by the company's values or make the company hit our goals, because you just won't do them for yourself.
Yeah, most definitely 100%. And that's so important too, because each person within the organization it's going to come out, is like, thank you, is like everyone helps each other and everyone's co-creating. And if one person's not stepping up and then the other person sees it, like you said it earlier, like one bad egg or one bad,
it ruins everything.
Yeah, it ruins everything, which is interesting. And so how did you guys get connected? Social?
So she's sort of like my like little sister. Like, I've grown up with her from California.
Oh, nice.
So she was like, hey, it's too expensive to move here. I'm trying to do like bigger and better things. And I was like, this may not be the right spot for you, but like, I can't offer you a job, and I'm in a position where it's like, I'm not going to pay you a fortune, but you can come over and like make a little bit of money and sort of give yourself that leeway of like, you're paying your rent, you have a job, you can start saving up for a car or whatever, and like figure out what you want in life. Like, that's why I'm glad I joined the military. 18-year-old me did not know, have goals, aspiration, what I wanted to do, way too immature. 27-year-old me was probably like the earliest I think I could have ever started my business.
Wow,
because
that's what's up.
I needed that time to sort of like mentally develop. I'm still a child, but less of a child, where I could like look and like reflect on things.
That's what's up. That's cool. No, congratulations to both of you. Congratulations on graduation. And you just moved out here 3 months ago? Yeah. There you go. That's awesome. Hey, well, at least you're in the right rooms. Like, you're in like rooms that like have big aspirations here. So
could you imagine 18 being in a room with like 40 businesses that are all doing $1 million a month? Like, all have 10 to 15 trucks on the road. Like, at 18, like looking back, I'm like, where would that put me now?
Yeah,
it could be good, it could be bad, but like,
yeah, for sure.
Makes you look at, I think also we both come from like smaller beginnings, so it makes you like look at stuff like a little bit different of like,
oh yeah,
some of these people were like, you have 12 cars, do you drive them? Oh, absolutely not. They sit there and collect, they look pretty, that's their job. I get them detailed once a month. Like, and you're just like, okay, like we had 12 cars a year because they were $500 cars and they only last 30 days before they blew up.
Shit
like,
broke down. Yeah,
interesting. Like, it makes you totally look at like everything that you thought in your little bubble completely different.
Yeah,
hanging out in the right rooms.
That's
like,
awesome.
Don't be intimidated to be the smallest fish in the room. Like,
no, that's the best thing.
So valuable.
Yeah, if you're the smallest and the quietest, you're the most ruthless. Because then you could take in all the information and then you can kind of navigate that and really figure out like what's next, where do you want to go, what do you want to do. I think military is great for like the structure the consistency. There's a lot of things that it does definitely instill. I also do believe that like getting the right rooms, like what we're talking about with entrepreneurship, there's a lot quicker, faster success within that, and less variability as far as like your life being in danger or need to go overseas and all the things. But hey, to each is your own, right? And so more power to you to figure out what it is that you're gonna do, where you're gonna go, how it's gonna work. You know, it takes a lot of time, man. It really does. And I feel like if anything, being of service is the number one thing.
Yeah.
How do you serve someone, show up for someone, and just like be there for someone, which you're doing now, which is dope. And then from there, like, who knows?
Yeah. It's a grind. As
Yeah.
soon as you feel like you're not grinding them, like then you're complacent and
Yeah.
you gotta relook at some things.
And you got to keep on keeping on. Yeah, it's interesting, you know, for me too, like even with like the whole real estate marketing thing, like it evolved over time. I was talking to a friend of mine and he actually went to prison. He got out. He was technically my little brother's friend. So he's 4 years younger than me, my brother's friend, Trevor. And so he does blue collar work. He's doing like the painting and this and that and yard work. He's in California. And he got out, he had a child, and then now he's another one on the way, and he got straight, especially after getting out of San Quentin. He was there for a year, and we just like reconnected on Facebook last like 24 hours. And he's like, yeah, like whatever happened to that company in your apartment? I'm like, I'm still doing it. It evolved. It went from like personal assistance to support real estate to then into this real estate marketing company, Liftoff Agent. But you just keep on keeping on, and then the small seed then sprouts into something bigger.
Yeah. And you have to adjust, your company has to adjust. Like you're not going to build the perfect system and you're not the perfect person. If you think that, like, don't be an entrepreneur, go work for someone else because like they can deal with you.
Yeah.
But like it's not going to be perfect. There's so much like that's when you were talking about like the day in the life. And I was like, that's what attracted me about like doing video with you. I was like, because the day in the life is not pretty. Everyone sees like the glam and the cars and you traveling. And it was like, you look at your Instagram like, dude, this looks great. And I was like, dude, you don't see the blood, sweat, and tears and migraines and spreadsheets and all the craziness, like the hiring and firing to hire again, to fire again, knowing like, you know, you're going to hire someone to fire them again. Like
100%.
that is the true like grind behind the scenes. That was like, everyone wants the lifestyle and what they see on the outside, but do they really want it where they'll deal with the rest of it? And that's where people just don't have it.
You know, it is like, as an example, like say, even just like the GTR that I have, right? Owning a GTR, oh, it's just a car, but it's not. The reason why is because it comes with different responsibility. And that could be for any supercar. Because you go out to a car show, people want to ask you questions. How'd you get it? This and that. Then you're driving down the road and people are like wanting to film you. And then mine shoots flames. So then they want me to shoot flames. And then like my wife, she finally gives me, she's like, all right, go ahead. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? But then if it's not like that, I got to drive slower. So there's all these things. And it comes with a different level of responsibility also from not like going to jail. You know, I got pulled over in front of my house for going like 90 in a 45. I was like one house down the street from like parking in my garage, and I got a misdemeanor. I had to hire an attorney, and then I had 2 points on my record and all this bullshit. And then everything got dropped. Thank God, it was cool. But it's one of those things that it comes with more responsibility that you have to be ready to take on, because it's my responsibility to be able to use it as a tool to inspire someone or to show someone it's possible, or go take that ride or let them start the car, let them rev the car, because that's what it's about. I think anyone out there that has the cars that just sit, like the 12 cars that sit, like you might need to do some self-reflection, because that's not what exactly, maybe for you, that's what it's supposed to be. But like the Secrets to the Millionaire Mind talks about money movement, like shit needs to move. I know when we talked on Zoom, you're like, yeah, I was helping people that were snowbirds by renting their cars because they were just sitting. And it's just like, why would this nice car just be sitting? Like, let's put it on Toro and make some money off of it.
Yeah.
You know?
But so that with, when we had the Turo business, like it was the management. They're like, dude, we don't want to deal with the oil changes and this is like, well, what if I took all of that responsibility on for you and I'm just writing you a check? Mind you financed the car, so it was like you're playing bank for me, but yeah, you're just gonna give me the keys to your supercar for me to sublease it for you? Like, I think you're insane, but you get really good at sales trying to like you get to really see like how good you are at sales when you're like, hey, I know this is your baby and it's a $500,000 car. Like, it was meant to be driven, right? Like, yeah. I'm like, let's share that joy that you have driving it with other people. Yeah. And I was like, and that's normally what got all of them. They're like, yeah, you're right. And I'm financially going to profit from this. So yeah, okay, let's do it.
It's a freaking win-win-win. It's a win-win-win. So I can't believe we're already like almost 2 hours in. It's an hour and 50 minutes. We had like 10 before the 2 hour marker. And I wanted to bring this together full circle. We said something about TV show at the beginning. We talked over Zoom. I was looking for that videographer, put it in the little bubble on the stories on Instagram. And so for 3 years, I filmed basically called Project Entrepreneur. So everything from meeting my wife, proposing to my wife, my daughter's birth, to like selling our house, moving here. And like, it would just, every week I would film, iPhone. I was also using a camera like that over there, the Sony little mirrorless camera. And then I would edit my own videos and I'd post. And I did it for like 3 years straight. And so we talked about the opportunity, and I wanted to start with this first. And then now we have an Expo to talk about next. And then evolve into like this Project Entrepreneur, having some fun and just putting it out there. So y'all can just get a different perspective of like, you know, and each episode I feel like should have a different lesson and should be, I kind of was thinking a different project, Project Entrepreneur. So it's kind of like, it came to me last night, and I look at these things as like downloads. Like if you ever get deja vu, or you feel like you've been somewhere before, or you see something like an angel number, whatever else, like they say that's your higher self saying you're on the right track, keep paying attention. And that's for a deeper conversation. And so I was thinking this Project Entrepreneur thing could be cool, because then I can go deeper to like give opportunities to show people like, you know, what is some of the pitfalls and the struggles and some of the shit that happens. So I'm excited to see how we can evolve this.
Because I feel like all the entrepreneurs are like, oh, I became an entrepreneur, so like I can pick my own work schedule.
No.
I hope it's 24/7, because like, welcome to entrepreneurship.
Yep.
Like, it sounds great on paper. Doing it and living it is way different.
Oh my God. Yeah. I went from 16 hours to like, I can justify the Monday through Friday because of the fact that like majority of that population does that like 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So it's kind of like my flow. I do just like slowly get started in the morning, and in the afternoon it just gets crazy because our team starts in the Philippines at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then it does pour over into the evening because Discord messages, whatever else. But I would like to shine light on that, you know, so people can see how that works, and then even get to that point where then I can take myself away from the company and then work on like this warehouse collective, and like in the next house up north in Boulder Creek, and some other stuff, and like how all that works out. So I'm excited to play with this concept with you.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
I love jobs like that are like fun. It was like we get to, I don't know. For me, it's like, for me to take something like that, a big project on, like I have to have the passion behind it. If I'm
right.
Like, oh, that sounds cool. Like real estate. I have no passion behind real estate. Like, it's a house.
I'll take
another house.
that for you.
There's 500 houses. Like, find someone who does have a passion and a company that has a passion for it, and go with them. It was like, we don't have the passion for real estate. Like, we don't have real estate customers. Like, blue collar guys, I have a passion for that. I love, like, how do I get you in a house to write a quote for $80,000 to remodel someone's bathroom? Like, that I have a passion for, because it's like that, like, dude, that's so hard to do. And I'm like, don't tell me something's hard. Like, I'll tell you something's hard. Let me go do it first.
Yeah.
So like, have a passion about anything you do. And then same thing, if you're hiring people, make sure they have a passion for what you're hiring them to do.
Dude, 100%. I actually had 8 videographers reach out to me, and you're the one that I actually connected with, and then like felt the energy and felt like the passion, which made a huge difference, because then with the transfer of that energy of passion, then it lights you up and makes you be like, oh, damn, all right, cool. Like we could really explore something and see what we could do with this. And so I'm not going to put any timelines on this show, y'all. Just going to, it's going to happen organically, and we're going to let it roll the way it's going to roll, because we're going to be getting a housemate here too. And when I put that place up for rent, like I'm going to tell like, hey, we're in a media house. We're going to be filming a TV show. Like you're going to have the house to yourself for a couple months out of the year. So like, we're not going to be here all the time. And so we'll see. So I have some foundational stuff to lay, but I'm excited to explore more opportunities with you, man. And I appreciate you driving out, both of you, an hour to come out here and to explore,
Totally worth it.
To lift off, bro.
Love it.
It's been freaking amazing. It's been amazing. So follow this guy. Links are down below. Yeah. Check him out. And anything you want to leave him with?
To just have a passion about anything you do.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do it, go full speed, go for it.
I love that.
Like the hardest thing to do is leave the 9 to 5 and start. But like, if you really think you can do it, then like go for it. Like
do it. I love that.
It'd be better to go for it and fail and be like, nah, that wasn't for me, than like 20 years later be like, I really wish I tried this.
I love that. There was a quote my wife was talking about last night. She said something about choices. And she said, when you go deep to the perspective of like being connected with like your true authentic self, like being in alignment, right? You're in alignment with your company. I'm in alignment with what I'm doing. You're trying to find your alignment, right? You don't know what that is just yet. When you tell yourself there are no choices to make, that's when the magic happens.
Thank you for watching today's episode of the Liftoff Experience, as it is our intention to be able to help you have more liftoff in your life, personally, professionally, and spiritually. That's why we bring on amazing individuals and amazing episodes to be able to help you do as such. New episodes come out every single Saturday. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment below with one thing that you took away from the episode. And if you have a compelling story that you wish to share and you want to come to Phoenix, Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona specifically, to our recording studio, we'd love to have you on an episode. And a big thank you to Liftoff Agent, who does the thumbnail, writes the copy, does all the content for our show behind the scenes, as all I do is find guests, point and shoot, and have a good time. So thanks so much to Liftoff Agent team. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the episode, and just do us a favor and like, subscribe, give us your feedback so we can get this out to more individuals. And of course, you can share this with someone else that you think that should see it, because at the end of the day, we all have to help each other and serve each other to have more liftoff. And now, our YouTube channel, you can go ahead and see all of our other videos. If you're listening to this, just go to the Liftoff Experience on YouTube. And if you're watching this, then you can see on the screen that we have lots of episodes that you can take a look at and you can watch today to be able to go deeper with different subject matters to help you have more liftoff in your life. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. God bless. We'll see you all on the next one.